The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes!
What a finish!
The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is! That shot wins week 6!
Maximum checkout.
He's done it!
Accomplished anything really. Well, De Clerck has. He's just won that leg in 14 darts.
Flicked and hits the double 16. So for a sumptuous position. That double 12 goes, and that's one better. That's a 15.
Finishing second. Biggest improvement has to be in those finishing steps.
Come on, Colin, give us a twirl. He's found a W, and that is the most important thing. Ah, the old sympathetic head tilt.
We go all over again. It's 15 consecutive weeks to determine who the champion is here in Series 12 of the Modus Super Series, and we get underway right here, right now on Pluto TV. Well, this is what they're playing for every single week from here on in, the Super Series trophy and a place through to Champions Week in the final week of November. And in 2 of the previous 3 series, he's actually been the winner of week 1 that has gone on to lift the major jackpot, those being Darius Lavanauskas and Jeff Smith. Laura Turner and Paul Nicholson are alongside us to talk about all of the day's action and all of the week's action. And it's been an opening week so far, which has seen surprises at every single turn.
Yeah, it has. And it's another one of those weeks that we've kind of looked at the field and thought, wow, there's a high quality here. But I think it just felt really open, a real opportunity. And we saw that right from the very off when, the outsider and Stijn De Clerck managed to defy all the odds and top the table.
We thought it was going to be a close week before the outset. It certainly lived up to that expectation.
Yeah, there wasn't a favourite at the start of the week. I think that's fair to say. Even when you look at Chaz Barstow being the only previous weekly winner, and he didn't even make it through Group B this week. So I think that in itself, whereas it looks like a shock, based on the week we've had, retrospectively, it wasn't. So even coming into tonight with half of the players left, still haven't got a clue who's going to win.
So 6 players in action tonight, and this is what we're watching. Stijn De Clerck surprised everyone in Group A, including himself, by topping the table on his maiden appearance. Can he complete the dream debut tonight? The quick-firing, quick-thinking Belgian Brian Raman may go his own way on the dartboard, but has navigated himself into finals night. Will the Riddler solve the puzzle to week 1 glory? Ronan McDonagh has an excellent track record here, never failing to make it to Saturday night on 3 attempts. A former semi-finalist and runner-up, would he go one step further tonight? It's finals night number 7 for Welshman Parry, who looks for his first ever weekly title. Will Parry's perseverance see him pick up the prize in week 1? Carl Wilkinson impressed this week as he battled through a tough group to secure his second finals night. He was runner-up last time out. Will he go one better this evening? Well, Jason Brandon's had a couple of busy weeks, culminating in a finals night appearance here on debut. Will tonight give Brandy the sweet taste of victory? And I think it's fair to say, when we look at the 6 players in action tonight, every single one of them will fancy their chances.
Yeah, and you can understand why, as you say. It's just felt very, very open, and it just was like a massive opportunity for one of these players. As Paul mentioned earlier, the only champion that we had here that was returning was Chaz. He's out. Someone new has the opportunity tonight to lift that trophy.
And for most of the players in the field, it'd be an overdue title, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 4 of the 6 have been to a final before, so they don't want to make just the final tonight. They want to get that one step further. But 2 people are here on debut, and so far so good. They don't have any emotional scarring. So maybe they're the two we need to look out for.
Well, the first surprise came on Wednesday afternoon when Stijn De Clerck, who himself was as stunned as anybody, went on to win Group A. 4 points clear of Messrs Raman and Spellman. And as far as Stijn was concerned, Nico, you were in commentary for it. He did the job he had to do.
That's pretty much it in a nutshell. After Tuesday, he had, after 10 games, the lowest average of anybody, which really had us scratching our head. But the fact is, whatever happens tonight, when he looks back at Group A, on Wednesday morning, when he was up against Raman and Spellman in his first 2 matches, he knew that he was put to the test. He was able to beat them both when he needed to. So that teaches us something about him, that maybe when the pressure is on, he can deliver. But this is a very different kind of pressure here tonight.
Well, Stijn De Clerck dealing with the pressure of Group A. We saw a perfect moment in that group. Golden darts from Jasper Scarrot.
And Kurt Parry's going to return after once again reaching the final of international pairs on Saturday.
180!
He throws plenty of those, and he's going to be in Group B with Ronan McDonagh and Chaz Barstow.
I think we're getting to the stage where Kurt Parry is sick of making finals and not winning. We're talking about 4 finals now. In a short space of time. We're talking about a year. 4 finals, 2 individuals.
180!
2 pairs. And we've got a pair of something else here.
We're now talking about
85.
the opportunity for Jasper Scarrot to have the moment of his career. And it's on. It's on, double 12. Sensational from Scarrot. What a moment. A 9-dart finish first thing in the morning. Where on earth did that come from?
Jasper Scarrot even on. No, I've done it. Jasper Scarrot applauded that 9-dart because he's in the crowd tonight and he's giving me a bit of a death stare up here in the studio. Shall we very swiftly move on? That's the 21st 9-darter here at the Super Series. Danny Rad tried to hit the last, the only one actually in front of a crowd, and notable mentions to Conor Heenahan, who's hit 3, and Steve West and Jared Cole that have hit multiple 9-darters in their time here. And, well, Jasper, there you go. Have your moment. Come on, round of applause for Jasper. Yeah, I'm not going to make a master ceremonies, am I? Let's talk about the rest of the week then. We'll begin with you, Nico. You're watching Group C in the afternoon, and Carl Wilkinson making his way through once again. And it's felt like this year he's gone up a level once again as a player.
I think his priorities have changed. He was talking to us earlier in the week about the fact that he's not prioritising Lakeside. I think he's looking at something like this as a possible next step. Now, he got 8 points on Thursday, which was a very good campaign. He was at the top of the table. He was involved in a game with Robert Thornton on Friday afternoon, which both of them would like to put in the trash can. But the thing is, in the next game, after he'd lost, he seemed to figure it out. It's those bounce backs that really do impress people like Laura and I, because we understand the pressures of having that game in your memory, and then mere 15 minutes later, he's got to put it right. He was able to do that, and under pressure, he was able to win that group.
How circumstances can change, because Jason Brandon could have been in Group B, missed darts, Alex Spellman went in. Spellman's not here tonight, Jason Brandon is.
Yeah, it's almost, it's written in the stars, isn't it? He, like you say, he had the opportunity, he missed a dart at a double that would have secured him in Group B, and we traditionally think Group B is that easier route to get through because there's more opportunity, 3 from 5 as opposed to 2 from 6. But obviously Group C suited Brandon, warm to the task, and actually, you know, I think he's one of those players that's just got better and better as the week's gone on, and was the first to book his place through via Group C.
Group B saw Brian Raman go on and win it, and I think the one thing that we've spoken about all week has been his temperament, his composure. It's all been in check this week.
I think of the games he's played, there's been 23 of them. I think there's been one game where he's let it slip, and that was his last game in Group A because he knew he wasn't going to win the group. And he just went into full Riddler mode where he was just trying to bamboozle everyone. But he was able to come back on Thursday, refocus, and he looked assured. He had his head on, and tonight, if he's got his head on and he's got a little bit of exuberation. I just get the feeling that maybe he's the person that everybody will have to target.
As far as Ronan McDonagh's concerned, he's just got the eye for this place, hasn't he?
He does, yeah. He's been very successful in his visits here so far, and obviously that seems to be continuing. And we did have question marks at the beginning of Thursday night. He seemed to be struggling, especially with his doubling. Lost his first couple of openers, but then never looked back since that point, and just proved that even when there are difficult times here at the Super Series, he can find a way of getting through.
Now, we were both in commentary for the final game of the group. Kurt Parry taking on Alex Spellman. It all went down to the wire. Now, Kurt was the first to admit he never felt fully settled in that Group B campaign. But when it got to the knockout element, it just brought a different side out in him. Yeah,
it was almost like it was the last chance. It turned from having all those round-robin games, then went to the very end, and it went to that knockout feeling. And Kurt actually said to us afterwards, it was just a case of the most relaxed he'd felt. He knew that he had to do it then and there. And you've got to feel sorry for Alex Spellman, because he was in such a prime position. He was top of the table overnight. He was the favourite to continue to top the table as well. And it just started to slide away. And I think he was just trying to claw it back. And Kurt, in the end, just had a little bit too much in the last.
Well, let's have a look at tonight then. These are the groups that are going to be in play for this evening. And is it fair to say that when you look at the groups, opportunity knocks in Group 1, Group 2 looks a little bit brutal?
Very fair to say that indeed, because Raman has made a final, Wilkinson has made a final, Parry's made 4 finals. That includes the 2 international pairs weeks. So the pedigree is in Group 2 and the opportunity is there for Group 1. And Ronan McDonagh is going to look at that and think, this is mine. But Jason Brandon is probably the danger man tonight, because like Laura said, as the week's gone on, he's got better, but his doubles have started to show up.
Certainly an opportunity knocks. And as we mentioned at the start, no one's won a week out of these 6 players before. A lot have come close, but they'll see this as the chance to finally get their hands on that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think all of them will go up there with that attitude, especially I think the 4 that have been that close. As mentioned before, we've got 2 debutants in the field, but the other 4, they've been that close before. They've been within touching distance. It's a real big opportunity for whoever lifts this trophy.
Let's have a look at the odds then, see what the bookies think about tonight's action. Now, it's Jason Brandon, Nico, that goes off the favourite of 5-2. Is that the right estimation in your mind?
I think it's pretty close between the top 4, if I'm honest. If Kurt, Carl, Brian or Jason were favourite, I wouldn't be saying that's out of the question, let's put it that way. But when was the last time you saw someone winning Group A and they were the outsider come Saturday night? That is a bit strange. But when you think about the circumstances, he's on debut, hasn't got a massive pedigree, you can understand it, and he has been in that position all week. It will not be a surprise to him.
When we look at the each-way markets, is Ronan McDonagh fancy at 13-2?
Well, look at what he was yesterday with 7-1, wasn't he? So, yeah, I do think there is some value if you're going to look at that right there. But, yeah, it's really interesting, back to what Paul was saying, because actually you've got a debutant in Stein who's won Group A at the bottom, and you've got the player on debut at the top in Jason Brandon, who was runner-up in Group C. So it's quite hard to make a lot of sense of.
And in terms of Jason Brandon, he's going to be playing at the AFAS in a couple of weeks' time, playing at the World Series finals in Amsterdam. What, Philip, this would be for him if he could go into that off the back of a victory here?
That's a hugely impressive point, because when he goes to Amsterdam next week, if he wins tonight, winning does something for your confidence. If he goes out here tonight in the groups, he'll think, right, 6 days of incredible practice and competitive action, but if he wins tonight, you saw what happened with Jeff Smith. He was able to plan for the next few months. He came back and won. Jason's rest of 2025, it could be starting here. And who knows what he could do next week in Amsterdam if he would have been the champion.
Be interesting to see. We'll hear both your observations in commentary over the course of the evening. It is 18+. It is gambleware.org if you're going to have a flutter on the Super Series this evening. Right, let's kick things off, shall we? And we're going to see Jason Brandon in action. And he takes on Stijn De Clerck. He's kind of been the story of the week so far in this opening week of Super Series 12. The Belgian outsider who went on to win Group A on his debut. And we got to know him a little bit better earlier on this week.
When I was younger, I play like darts, but not in tournaments or leagues. No, that not. I guess I start again 6 years ago. Then I live in Kortrijk. We got every day a tournament in Belgium. You can play everywhere you want. I play some WDFs, also good results. I can remember me if one day I don't play darts. You can ask my wife. She knows also it's everything for me, especially this week. But it's difficult. Yeah, you got child's family, and I grabbed this. And yeah, if you can do this, I'm lost for words. It was a dream to come to the Modus. The only thing I said to my friend, he is with me, was not be the last on Group A. If I would win the final, I think I will be on my knees for like 50 minutes. Yeah.
Take the lead. And that double 16 has been the best friend of the Belgians over the last 2 games.
De Clerck finds the tops to pin a 106 checkout. Fresh right now. And he's hot right now. If he piles in a ton.
And Stijn De Clerck does it.
Well, he's hoping to be the outside winner of the first week's worth of action. And actually, we've never had a Belgian player win a week here at the Super Series before. Him and Raman looking to make history. He takes on Jason Brandon in game 1 of the night. Laura Turner and Paul Nicholson are in commentary.
Yeah, thanks, Henry. Really eager to see who is the next person on the Roll of Honour. And we're not talking about Series 12. We're talking about in its entirety. Because we are going to get a new weekly winner here at the start of Series 12. The surprise of the week, Stijn De Clerck, not even 30, on debut, just like Jason Brandon, who is more than 20 years his senior, but has been, over the course of the week, improving. Using his own brand of darts, no pun intended. But if he's on song tonight, he might just be the danger man, because this Group 1 situation has opportunity all over the place. This is an interesting group, Laura,
First
because
leg, it's Stijn to throw first.
is there a favourite?
Game on.
Is it McDonagh because he's been on a Saturday night before? But then when you've got 2 debutants going head-to-head in the first game of the night, they simply have come here and succeeded immediately.
Yeah, and I think, as we were kind of alluding to at the top of the show, that this group, especially Group 1, it really does present
41.
an opportunity. As you say, you've got 2 debutants in here alongside Ronan McDonagh, and Ronan McDonagh will look to exploit that lack of experience perhaps here on a Saturday in front of a crowd to make his way through.
Brandon started the week by beating Alex Spellman with an average of 100.2. Since then, he hasn't had a game as complete as that. He's had a bit of a roller coaster ride, if we are being honest. But really interesting is that his last game in Group C was almost as good. So he's bookended the week very well in qualifying. Now, in almost a knockout sense,
92.
This is where you need to find your best stuff. And some people do on Saturdays.
And the one observation that we sometimes have is the winner of Group A, it's what they do with their couple of days off that is always so important. Have they been on the practice board? Have they been relaxing, putting their feet up? Normally it's a combination of both. But I remember hearing from the likes of John Henderson, who's been a winner of Group A on numerous occasions, and it took him a couple of times to just get that right recipe in terms of what to do when you've got a couple of days off, and the opponents you're playing today, they would have been playing on Thursday and Friday.
60.
You can practice too much, and you can rest too much. Imagine if he gets it right at the first attempt. He's got tops.
54.
Early chance for Brandon, 100. Who's had 4 ton plus checkouts this week. Looking for another. Starts with 1.
First leg, Jason Brandon. Second
Well,
leg,
one
it's
thing's for sure,
Jason to throw first.
nobody
Game
gets
on.
close to this guy for accent of the week. Did an interview yesterday with our reporter, Robbie Dove, and
140.
he's got the kind of voice you could listen to all night long.
I can vouch for the fact that you had the biggest smile on your face intently listening to Jason Brandon when he was talking
45.
yesterday. It was the enthusiasm, wasn't it, as well? It was just, I think you said yesterday, it's infectious.
And if we may be honest, not everybody
100.
strolls into a darts venue these days with the enthusiasm of Jason Brandon. We have some very stock answers. Yeah, I'm going to turn up here, I'm going to do my best. And
60.
that's fine. But every now and again, somebody turns up and gives us 100% honesty. And this guy has been a giant injection of serotonin into this place
45.
all week long.
And he's obviously held in very high regard when it comes to his stature in US darts. It was Alex
60.
Spellman that said he is one of the best playing darts in North America at the moment, and that is some statement.
Never mind Nashville, Tennessee. He wants to send
60.
all of his opponents to Crashville, Tennessee. Don't worry, Laura, we're not going to get into funny named towns again like we have been this week.
Yeah, I don't think I could
94.
cope. Third day in a
Jason, you
row of just
require 156.
random places in Tennessee.
Lovely dart. He needs another one. He's got his game
100.
face on tonight, that's for sure. Starting to realise that maybe De Clerck is going to rue that missed dart at tops in the first leg.
100. Jason, you require
He's never been in
56.
this situation before, whereas Brandon's got more other darts experience. Tops again. There's that
show the
finishing we were
second
talking
leg.
about.
Jason Brandon.
I know he's only 33% for the week, but in Group C he was much better than that.
Third leg, it's Stijn to throw first. Game on.
Stein's in trouble
60.
already, and that's what Saturday nights are all about. 2 legs in, and already he's in bother.
And there is a different feeling when you stand up there on a Saturday night.
81.
One, you've got the crowd in place. You've been used to playing almost behind closed doors, but it's also the fact that there's this real feeling of knockout darts compared to anything else you've done for the rest of the week because you can't afford to slip up.
140.
Some of the players that have played this week have stayed behind. David Sharp,
100.
Jasper Scarrot is in the audience as well.
$81.
Yeah, both of those guys were in Group C. A better leg here from De
60.
Clerck. He needs to get to a finish. He needs to keep Brandon away from the outer ring. That's his job.
Well, yeah, you mentioned how good Brandon has
100.
been on the finishing. And yes, okay, Group 8 was a bit up and down, but he was pretty much well, a tiny bit under 50% when it came to the finishing in Group C.
58. Stijn, you require 120.
He's got 6 starts from here. Whether he takes it in 1 or 2 visits, he just needs to get rid of it before there's any trouble and before there's any risk of 3-0 down.
115.
Oops. That's why going for 25 on 65s is somewhat risky.
Yeah, and perhaps a risk he didn't have to take with Jason Brandon
145.
not on a
Stijn, you
finish.
require 5.
Yeah, could have gone for treble 11. Is it good enough?
3.
This is where things can change.
Jason, you require 57.
It was a good effort, but he made it messier than it had to be. And Brandon now 57 for a 3-0 lead.
Now,
37.
this time Stein is not punished.
Stijn, you require 2.
Still in the madhouse though. Very well
shown
done.
the third leg.
That is a gutsy
Stijn
dart.
De Clerck.
When you haven't won a leg tonight
Fourth leg
and you're
is
2-0
Jason
down,
to throw first.
that is a really
Game on.
tough execution. Well done.
He worked his way in very well indeed, and it's important, even if Jason Brandon does
60.
go on to win this match, leg difference is so often brought into play in this short course of a round-robin format.
Might just give him that little bit of confidence as well, to feel like he can go toe-to-toe with Brandon, even though he has played him 3 times this week already. He does have a winning
50
record
seconds.
against him. It's actually 2-1 to the Belgian. But a lot has happened since Wednesday.
43.
And I do wonder if players, when they come through Group A, if they feel like they just need that extra bit of time to
42.
warm to the occasion. And you're not given that courtesy at all. You have to hit it from the very start. But as for Jason Brandon, we've mentioned he was here all week, but he was actually here at
59.
the back end of last week as well, because he was playing alongside Alex Spellman in the international pairs event. If he's not accustomed to the stage by now, he never will be.
That's true. This is his 8th day of action in this place out of 10 days. Didn't make last Saturday's International Pairs Finals night.
140.
Still waiting for our first 180 of this week 1 finals in Series 12. We celebrated our 3-year anniversary of this place during the week.
60. Stijn, you require 134.
Someone's going to be celebrating at the end of the night, that's for sure. I don't know about you, Laura, but I don't think he was going for tops there. But he's found one with the 3rd one.
He's been extra safe, at least with the last start. But I'm not sure.
139. Stijn, you require 20.
Jason Brandon, they're just tapping him on the shoulder. This is a leg that Brandon threw
Game
first
shown
in,
the
but
fourth
it's
leg.
De Clerck that levels
Stijn
up
De
2
Clerck.
apiece. And I think that comes down to what you said earlier, the
Fifth leg,
confidence he may have
Stijn
taken
to throw
from
first.
one dart in
Game on.
left in hand and pinning double one.
He might think that everything is going his way this week because people have had opportunities to get rid of him.
121.
And if we're being frank, nobody has. He's got excellent head-to-head records against people
140.
throughout the course of the week. And a win percentage of 67% this week, which, if you take into consideration his odds for the night,
60.
his win percentage is 2nd best of the week. The only person who's won more games by percentage is Carl Wilkinson. And it's not by much.
85.
It's interesting when you look at all the statistics, and we know they're just a guide, but they are
100.
kind of the best indicator for us when we're trying to make heads and tails of who may be the winner tonight.
60.
One of my favourite words in the English language, extrapolate. You can take as many stats as you want, but you've got to try and find the right one. And maybe that win percentage one
140.
just gives us an indicator of how difficult it is to beat him.
How winning does breed confidence. That is undeniable. I mean, you still have to back it up, obviously, game after game. But from a position of 2-0 down, De Clerck's head could have
38.
dropped, and
Stijn, you
that
require
double
80.
one's just changed things around.
It's not often we say that. This could change things again.
Game shown the
All of a
fifth
sudden, he's a
leg.
finishing
Stijn
machine.
De Clerck.
He's hit
Sixth
3
leg,
doubles
it's
in a
for
row
Jason to
now
throw
to go
first.
3-2 up. He was on the cusp of a perilous position in Group 1. Now it's a position of strength.
60.
And it's a difficult position if you're in the shoes of Jason Brandon, because ultimately, if this had gone leg for leg, this would be exactly where we would be in the game. But because he went 2-0 up and he's lost 3 consecutive legs, it just does something different to you psychologically. You're just on the back foot.
Looks a bit mystified.
47.
It's not quite clicking for him tonight. He hasn't played an evening game in this place for 8 days.
60.
All of his darts this week have either been morning or afternoon.
$100.
He found himself in 4th position in Group A after Wednesday, which did indeed put him into Group C.
85.
2nd position in Group C was very, very good. But I think the most impressive thing that Jason's done this week, or should I say something he didn't do,
81.
was that after day 1, he was 6th. He gave himself the chance of being 2nd. Monday, put it in the bin. The next 2 days,
140.
he really was going through the gears.
Well, you talk about going through the gears, and it's Stijn De Clerck that's doing that right now. All kinds of pressure on Brandon, and regardless of the score, De Clerck has a match-winning chance here.
191.
Can he get the treble he needs? We're about to find out. Treble 19 calling. This is a huge shot for
41.
Brandon.
Jason, it requires 74.
To level up at 3-3. Needs that finishing prowess again. And he's not going to finish it.
15.
Yeah, disastrous visit for Jason Brandon.
Stijn, it require 50.
We don't know what happened. Things are getting very edgy. Double 16.
18.
A dart missed for 2 points in Group
Jason,
1.
it require 59.
And Brandon might just get away with this.
Yeah, I think that first start, the last throw was rushed. That's high, but that's perfect. That's a big
Jason
adjustment.
Brandon.
I think the pressure might be showing on Jason Brandon.
Seventh
It just seems to have
and
affected
final
the throw
leg,
in just those
Stijn to
last
throw
couple of
first.
visits.
Game on.
I think if this is a different kind of venue, that glass may have been slammed.
100.
I think the early indications, Laura, are that we do have 6 players here tonight who haven't won a weekly title. And there's going to be some edgy stuff.
55.
Absolutely. And we do also have to take into consideration these two are the 2 debutants in the field.
Absolutely.
120.
Jason's played at Madison Square Garden, which is one of the biggest sporting meccas on the planet. But I assure you, playing here is probably more difficult
45.
than that.
It's just such an intimate environment. The crowd is right there. They're right behind you. But also, as you say, there's only 6 of you left.
100.
And you've been battling away for a week. These players have put a lot of effort just to get to this point.
Yeah, you go from being a marathon dart player to a sprint finisher.
140.
And we go to the death here. And De Clerck is finding exactly what he wants. Absolutely sublime. Where's this come from?
You mentioned it before, the timing of De Clerck, when he got the opportunities, was spot on in Group A.
140. Stijn, you require 36.
He's at 3 from 9 in this match. And now he's missed 3 darts to win this match, and he's just made a big mistake again.
121.
If he comes back, he's got a very difficult looking checkout. Does he come back? Now that he does, this single 3 will feel tiny.
Stijn, you require 7.
Tremendous start. Double one.
No score.
Here's a head in hands moment for De
Jason
Clerck
Iroquois,
because Brandon
24.
positioned himself well. Double 12.
He's just shown his hand there in more ways than one. Jason Brandon gets off the mark with a win.
Jason Brandon.
He may not understand how he's got over the line by 4 legs to 3. But two debutants who really did show a few nerves on the stage, and you can completely understand that. But the fact is, Stijn De Clerck, who does not play again until match 5, he's not out of it. And even with the win, Jason Brandon isn't safe, but he does get off to a flyer, winning by 4 legs to 3.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison. The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor. One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where before the break we saw Jason Brandon get the points in the opening game of the night, getting the better of Stijn De Clerck in a last leg decider. So next up for us, we're going to see Brian Raman and Kurt Parry go head to head. Kurt, in his last 4 appearances, whether it be on his lonesome or with his partner Richie Bennett, has made it through to the final. He'll be hoping that 5th time is the charm. As far as Brian Raman is concerned, he's also looking to break a duck here in Portsmouth, looking to win a first title here at the Super Series, and I caught up with him earlier on this evening. Brian, fair to say this week has been perhaps the most consistent week we've seen from you here at the Super Series.
Oh yeah, most definitely. There has not been a lot of flashy stuff this week. My finishing has been great, but apart from that, it's just been consistent.
The composure, more than anything, felt like it was really in place this week.
Yeah, that's something I've been working on. I've only been practicing properly for the last maybe 1.5 months because I stopped working. So yeah, it's going in a good direction.
So this is a full-time thing for yourself now then?
Yeah, I quit my job 1.5 months ago now, or 2 months ago, to practice full-time with Dimitri, and I hope we can both get ourselves to the next level again.
For yourself, your player that's knocking on the door here, you've made a few finals in the past. How much would you like to eventually kind of get over the line tonight?
Well, it will be great, of course. Nobody that's left in the field has won a week, so there will be a new winner this evening. But that gives some pressure to you as well, so let's see how I can handle that first.
Well, I'm going to get you to move your microphone for a second. What's that about?
Well, it's the Riddler costume. That's why.
This is not like a Paul Nicholson off of like Wish or something, no?
Maybe. But then I need the sunglasses, so might ask someone from the crowd for sunglasses.
Hold on. There you go. There's some sunglasses for you.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I reckon Brian pulls it off a little bit. Hi, Brian. I think he pulls it off a little bit better. Nico?
Well, the fact is, I'm going to quote the Riddler now. It's just so you, and yet so you. Yes, that's from Batman Forever. I approve. What a shirt. What a great look. Do you agree, Laura?
Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. And you have to say, it's the sincerest form of flattery, isn't it? Invitation. So, yeah, no, it's good to see him having a bit of fun. And actually, it's great to hear from him as well, because I've liked the attitude that he's brought this week. As he said, he's been working on certain elements, perhaps not necessarily attached to his darting ability, but the flamboyancy that we sometimes see from him that has been costly. He's the 28-year-old from Antwerp. He's been in 3 weekly finals. And, you know, he's one of those players, along with Kurt Parry, that you just feel they're just begging to win a title. They've been that close. Is tonight their night?
5th time's the charm. Well, maybe it is. But he's going to need that arm to deliver tonight. 50% win ratio for the week over the last couple of nights. 4 wins from 8 games. And 2 of those wins came against the Riddler. So maybe, in Batman terms, Parry is the person who can stop the Riddler. How many times have we said it, though? You can beat people up until the end of Friday night. This is the one that counts. They might even play twice more tonight. They would love to.
139.
Yeah, but you can't not think about the third player in this group, in Carl Wilkinson. He topped his group. And yeah, this is such a tightly competitive trio. It's very hard to see who will progress.
140.
Interesting to hear from Brian that this is now full-time. For some people,
40.
it doesn't work when they go
127.
full-time. Based on what we've seen this week, it definitely works for Brian.
95.
And if I were to give him any advice about the shirt, I would say own the colour. Because it really suits him.
32.
Nobody wears that colour. Got to make it his own. Especially right now.
No score.
He's got the luxury of missing. And that leg, up to that point, it's been rapid.
Yeah, and I think you'll get that from
28.
Group 2.
Brian require 32.
3 players that like to play at pace.
Game shot the first.
32 has
Brian
been the
Raman.
double of the moment for Brian Raman so far this week.
Second leg, it's Kurt.
He has looked more comfortable than ever before in this building.
100.
And I'm going to double down on my statement from the top of the show. I think there was only one game this week where he cracked. And that was when he wasn't going to win Group A.
55.
Actually, when I came on Thursday, popped in. Always like to say hello to some of the players, especially because, you know, we see each other, we travel around together, and
100.
Brian said, yeah, he's just about got over the fact that he didn't qualify through Group A. That it was a big disappointment for him.
99.
At the end of the night, he could be saying, all's well that ends well. Kurt is the one who's had the serial heartache in this building more than anybody else here this evening. 4 finals, yet to win a title. Obviously, 2 of them were pairs.
60. Kurt, you
But he
require
has been to a final
140.
in singles the last 2 series.
It's also probably the player which
100.
is in the most recent memory, because it was only last week that he made the final with Richie Bennett in that international pairs
121.
too.
Kurt, you require 40. Game
There
on the
goes that
second
leg.
leg. Kurt
This is the kind of game that gets everybody's juices flowing. It's swift,
Third leg,
it's very
Brian
good.
to throw first. Game on.
and being fought between 2 players of a very similar age who maybe have similar motives moving forward.
140.
Yeah, both now have the opportunity. They're devoting all their time to the sport.
Whoa!
And there is the first maximum of the night.
58.
After the last couple of days, watching this fixture, you just get the feeling that Raman might be the
60.
ideal opponent for Parry. He has admitted that he hasn't played his best starts this week, but he's still here. But he's obviously more comfortable in a game of this
99.
pace compared to some other fixtures that he's had this week.
You only have to look at the head-to-head, and Parry has beaten Brian Raman on both
60.
occasions so far this week. So I agree, maybe it is the pace that suits him. And the fact that you probably know in the back of your mind that if you take your foot off the gas at any point against Brian this week, if you give him a
140.
chance at a double, I mean, he was 50% in Group B. If you give him any sniff at a double, he's
100. Brian
pretty much likely to take it.
Which one's he going to leave here? 2 8s.
Game show on the third
Oh, there you
leg.
go.
Brian
Nothing wrong with
Raman.
that. Makes 64
Full flag, it's Kurt
look
to throw
simple,
first.
and it really
Game.
isn't on a Saturday night. Great quality
41.
in a group that is stacked with potential.
59.
The emotions of the people watching as well. Just as viewable as the stage itself.
59.
I've been in that position to be both on the stage being watched by loved ones and then watching loved ones, and I will tell you
92.
absolutely 100% I'd rather be on the stage than watching. It's horrible.
Agreed.
45.
At least on the stage, you're in control. If you're watching, you can do nothing.
85.
What do you make of the fact that Brian is working with Dimitri Vandenberg? I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, it's brilliant, I think, for both
100.
players, actually. Obviously, both from the same area of Belgium. What more can you want from a practice partner?
98.
You can just see it's already working with Brian Raman. And I think the temperament of Dimitri, perhaps that would possibly be something that would brush off on Brian.
I agree.
100. Brian Evercore, 167.
Could be the new Belgian bromance. Bullseye.
142.
Bit of an
Kurt Evercore,
inny-outy
156.
follow through, but it nearly hit anyway.
96. Brian Evercore, 25.
Could leave double 8 again.
9.
Not quite.
Kurt Evercore, 60.
Does afford this opportunity to Kurt Parry, and one you feel he's going to have to get
40. Brian
width of a wire
Evercore,
away.
16.
How many times are we going to say that tonight? He may just have let the Riddler off the hook.
Game show on the full flag. Brian Raman.
He does wear his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he?
Fifth flag, it's Brian.
As well
to
as a
throw
question
first.
mark.
Game on.
But you can always see him trying to hold it all in, because Brian is one of those players. He said he's normally flamboyant, he's exuberant, he's up on the stage, he normally gives big celebrations, but that was a big sigh of relief.
Earlier in the week, I was talking about, I think it was on Tuesday, I was with Chris Murphy, talking about the chimp paradox from Steve Peters, a very famous sports psychology book. If you put that situation into perspective with Brian this week, Brian's analytical side and his calm side is winning against the chimp this week. Your brain's got two sides.
96.
The calm side and the animalistic side. It's the calm side that's winning this week. I think if he wins that battle tonight, he's got a huge opportunity.
40.
He's just on the back foot in this leg. Troublous visit. Kurt Parry here with a 1-2-1, and it's a shot that you felt really did need to go, and ends up being a bit of a mess.
He could go anywhere for this.
142.
Speculate if you will. It could be 60, it could be 51, it could be 57.
$110. Kurt, you require 78.
Now this really does have to go.
Game shown the
Typical
fifth
Kurt
leg.
Parry. When his back is against the wall, he finds something. And if you think about what he did last night to Spellman, it shouldn't really be a surprise, because the biggest title he's ever won was the Champion of Champions,
85.
which is best of 3 legs, knockout throughout. That tells me that when there's pressure on, he can deliver.
140.
Agreed. Anyone that gets you that Champions of Champions, because people quite often ask, well, doesn't it get longer as the, as the tournament goes on? No, the final still best of 3.
You know you're in trouble when Raman is getting that first dart a lot. Every time you do your circle, which is taking the darts out of the board, walking back, and then re-looking at the board.
60.
If you're constantly looking at your opponent, hitting that first dart in the treble 20, it's like a little jab in the ribs.
Yeah, and it's back in again.
140.
Can't find the max, but down to 1-2-1 after 9.
The numbers in this game tell you a story of Raman winning it.
121.
He hasn't won it yet, but he might now.
90.
See, and again, it's sensible play from Brian Raman. There was a time where you would have guaranteed it was going to be a treble 17 for a ball.
100. Brian, you require
Might
31.
even go 3 for double 14 here. Double 14's been so good to him this week. Not so. Double 8 is though, and he gets his first win against Kurt Parry this week in a group situation. A win of 4 legs to 2 gives him 2 points, and it means that when he returns to the Oki in a few games' time, he just needs a number of legs to make sure he's in the semi-finals again. The best performance of the night from Brian, and he will breathe a sigh of relief. It could have been different, but he does get the win by 2 legs.
$54. Charlie require 164. $44. $32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts, but he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage, approaching the Oki with a chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember. 11. I think he's gone. I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6 7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires 79.
This is it. It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie,
Threw the entire body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy. Couldn't get the job done.
The match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
So this is what we've seen so far on this Saturday night. Before the break, we saw Raman get the better of Parry by 4 legs to 2 to get his campaign underway. We've already seen a win for Jason Brand against Stijn De Clerck. He takes on Ronan McDonagh in game number 3. And earlier on tonight, I caught up with Ronan. Ronan, another week, another Saturday night, and you must be really pleased with the way you played yesterday.
Ah, yeah, definitely. I'm delighted the way I played yesterday, especially after getting a slow start the first day. Got a quick start the second day, so yeah, really happy.
Is it as simple as to say on the first night it was the doubles that let you down and then it clicked into gear on night 2?
Yeah, definitely. Like even the first night, my scoring was really good. I thought it was good anyways, and missed 17 or 18 darts at double, so I was disappointed, but I forgot about it and brought it on and had a 90-something average, 100-something average, so I forgot about it and worked on from there.
Third week here, third Saturday here. What's the magic behind you and the Super Series? What about it turns you on?
I think it's a bit of luck more than anything else, but look, I just love the Modus. It's everyone dreams about when you're an amateur thrower. Everyone wants to get here, so I just do my living best when I'm here and just hope I get a bit of luck, which I did a few times, and I'm here again.
And you're constantly knocking on the door. Final first time, semi-final second time, third time the charm?
I'll tell you in about 2 or 3 hours, Henry, but I hope so. I really do. I think I'm good enough to do it, but every man in that room is as good as each other, or we won't be here. So we all deserve the win, but 5 or 6 of us has to lose. So
wish you all the very best.
Henry,
Ronan, good luck.
Pleasure.
It does. But it wasn't done that way. It was best of 5. This could be a beautiful finish. Yes, it is. With the 150. Good caught, Ronan.
Well, here we go then. It's Ronan McDonagh against Jason Brandon. Third game of the evening session here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Let's get it on, and let's get it on with Paul Nicholson in the commentary box alongside Laura Turner.
Yeah, one thing you can say about Ronan McDonagh is he's not dull. When he's here on a Saturday night, the volume is about to get lifted by the 23-year-old from the Republic of Ireland, who've had success here in the last 7 days when they were winning the International Pairs 2 competition. But it's not about pairs tonight. It could be about doubles. Well, obviously that guy can't spell. That or he thinks that Henry Deacon is someone very, very different.
First leg, it's Jason to throw first.
Well, you can't miss that shirt. And you definitely can't miss Ronan's. That's not red. That's proper red. Could be red rag to a bull if Jason Brandon's got anything to do with it. If he wins this game, Laura, he's going to be through to the semi-finals first. And he could win Group 1 and give himself the darts in that semi-final.
43.
Yeah, it was an edgy game, to say the least, in his opener. Jason Brandon just getting the best of Stijn De Clerck, 4 legs to 3. But he's positioned himself perfectly.
86.
But I've been impressed with Ronan McDonagh. As Henry mentioned in the chat that you had with him earlier on, he really did struggle with his doubles in the opening couple of matches, but he corrected it so well that actually he posted the highest average of the week in 106 in an exceptional match, and that just set the tone for him for the rest of his Group B campaign.
43.
That was a bit contradictory. 59. I'm going to pipe for one player, and then I'm going to hashtag another. Well done. And now it's silence at the live lounge.
140.
As the USA take on the Republic of Ireland. Lots of lineage between those two nations.
140.
Brandon was flying solo tonight. Staring at 89 more.
60.
Just drags it a little bit. McDonagh not out of it. He's got the double chance of qualifying here tonight. Because even if he loses to Brandon, he would be in a shootout game
32.
with Stijn De Clerck if he doesn't get the result.
Game shown the
First blood goes to Brandon.
Jason Brandon.
He really is starting to build something here.
Second leg is Ronan to throw first.
He's not building it quickly. He's building it slowly. And he's starting to remind me of Jurgen van der Velde
45.
from week 11 in Series 11. He meandered through the week, and by the end of it, he found his best display in the last
100.
match. It could be what he's building up to.
Well, he came in as the favourite, Jason Brandon, only just. Well, she might do now.
Yeah, I reckon your fiancé has downloaded the Pluto app.
43.
I hope he's not in too much trouble.
60.
Here's a live wire, is McDonagh. Always brings a lot of support when he makes a Saturday. He's like an Irish Jimmy Van Ski.
Yeah, and I think he's one of those players that comes alive in these kind of atmospheres where he's got the support and he's got the people behind him. But again, a bit like Brian Raman, and whether it was rubbing off on the pair of them, but he did seem to keep those emotions very much in check.
180.
Not quite checkmate with that 180, but very much gets him back into the early stages of this contest.
105. Ronan requires 76.
The volume will change if he hits a double.
56.
Slight change
Jason
in technique
require
compared to the last time he was here. We will elaborate on that in like 3. What's happening here?
98. Ronan require 20.
Does the volume change?
Game show the second leg. Ronan McDonagh.
It most definitely does.
Third leg, it's
Now, the
Jason
thing about
to throw
Ronan the
first.
last time he was here, he was doing a lot of jabbing pre-throw, especially with the first dart. He has had some problems
100.
with dart heights in the past, but here, there's a few there as you can see, but over the last few days, there's been a lot less of that. It's been a lot more fluid, which is great to see.
Yeah, I agree. The fluidity of his throw, that was when he was at his absolute best.
100.
Nothing has changed with Brandon all week. He's been metronomic.
Yeah, and Brandon is a player that does big things on debut. Made the semi-final of the most recent WDF World Championships.
Yeah, whoever wins tonight, they'll have a chance of making it to the ADC Global Championship at the end of the year here at the Live Lounge.
140.
There'll be some very, very big decisions made over the next few months by people from overseas.
Yeah, I know it's a decision already facing a player like Brian Raman, who's right up there in the WDF rankings and also in the ADC Global.
121.
There's a chance. And it's taken. That's what he brings to Saturday night. Vibrancy. And a shirt you can see from the moon.
Game on.
That's a great point, Laura, because Brandon is currently ranked 9th in the WDF. And Raman is number 6. They are very highly ranked.
85.
Huge decisions to be made in the coming months, which gives us plenty to talk about, I guess.
100.
Yeah, many congratulations today to Cam Crabtree, who won the 4th Development Tour title of the weekend, which has vaulted him to number 1 in the standings above Bo Greaves. Yeah, big-time darts from a big-time player who did pick up a couple of weekly titles here.
Wasn't far up for winning a Champions Week, Cam Crabtree, but our loss is the PDC's game for now.
Indeed.
$134.
But you can't argue with this response from Jason Brandon.
You can't argue with the standard of this game.
90.
Both averaging about 99.
Jason Uruguay, 87.
Just makes the next start a bit trickier, doesn't it? He still finds a treble.
71.
It's a beautiful setup.
Yeah, did not make that look tricky at all.
125.
He takes it out.
Jason
It is an
60.
immediate break back after the 1-2-1 on the ball. And this is where this game can change. Often it is with breaks of throw, not necessarily holds, which is what this could be. Big time double 10.
36.
Which isn't found.
Jason
We had the heroics of the 1-2-1, but couldn't quite find the double there. Brandon for 2 apiece, double 2.
This is still massive.
Ronan, you require
Because if McDonagh wins
10.
this game 4-1, he will automatically qualify for the semis. And he still could do that.
Ronan McDonagh. 5th leg is
Are we in
Jason to
Portsmouth?
throw first.
Or
Game
are
on.
we in Cloughan?
Lots of support out there for
43.
Ronan McDonagh. And a bit of a throwaway hand there for Jason Brandon. Not able to find a big treble on his first visit.
100.
You and I have been here quite a lot of times on a Saturday night, Laura, and the message to anybody who wants to make it to a Saturday night is this. If you win your first game 4-3,
96.
do not think you're safe. You are still very vulnerable.
140.
Because if Brandon were to lose this game by 4-1, McDonagh would be through, then Brandon would have to sit and wait, thinking maybe he
96.
hasn't done enough.
Yeah, there would be quite a few permutations, but McDonagh just racing towards the finishing line.
180!
Another maximum from the man from the Republic of Ireland.
What a performance this is.
96.
He is ticking a lot of boxes with this. He's going for it.
56.
Why not? He's already hit the bull in the match.
Require 107.
Yeah, and I think it shows a bit of respect to your opponent because he is on a finish. The 117 not going to be found by Jason Brandon.
58. Ronan require 25.
This is to qualify for the semi-finals for a third time from 3 attempts. He's only going to do it again. Mr. Saturday Night from Ireland has made the final 4 with a game to spare, and Jason Brandon is now seeing himself under the guillotine. He can do no more, and he now becomes the biggest fan of McDonagh. He's going to need McDonagh to do a really good job on Stijn De Clerck later, but as for that job, very well done. 4-1 to McDonagh. He gets his way to the semis.
First player to do it on a Saturday. It's on.
Double 12. It's a record for a final, that's for sure. 117.88. So we're going to be showing some of the great games of the Super Series here on Pluto TV, and one of them involved Dean Finn and Danny Van Tripe, where one was basically lucky enough to be in a raffle to play the other in that particular final. That's coming up once we're done tonight. This is what we've seen so far this evening, and we haven't seen any Tripe, that's for sure, this evening. We've seen some really good games on this Saturday evening thus far at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And before the break, we saw Ronan McDonagh make his way through to the semi-finals, having got the better of Jason Brandon by a 4-1 scoreline. We've also seen wins for Jason over Stijn De Clerck by 4-3, and Brian Raman over Kurt Parry 4-2. So we're going to see Carl Wilkinson now for the first time tonight. Let's hear from him. I caught up with him earlier. Carl, another Saturday night for yourself. Another good showing in Group C. You seem to have a bit of a magic touch of that group now.
Yeah, up and down, but job done. It's about getting to Saturday night. You can't win anything on Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday. It's about getting to Saturday and then starting. In
terms of your performances in that group, how pleased were you with them?
I was happy with Thursday. Brain scrambled a little bit on Friday, being the front runner. Started to overthink the game rather than just getting on with it.
But Saturday night's a different quantity, different feel altogether, isn't it?
Yeah, knockout. Even in this first round, it's knockout darts. So it's do or die type thing, and you just get on with it, and hopefully I'm the last one standing.
It's been a good year for yourself. Had a very good year on the WDF circuit. How much would you like to have a bit of success here at the Super Series? Yeah,
I'm a little bit of a box ticker, and this is one box that I haven't ticked, and I'd love to tick it.
And in terms of what that could lead to the end of the year, because obviously you're going to be very busy doing loads of things, this could be a real catapult to that final part of the season, right?
Yeah, I'd love to be in finals Champions Week, and in about 3 weeks' time I play for Yorkshire Belt against Brian Dawson, so hopefully I can keep that, and then the Global Championships is involved, so there's a lot of things coming up.
Well, I wish you all the very best, Carl. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
They did lose by 4-2, but this one
was well executed in the end.
That is exactly what he needed. He ends up losing at 4-3.
Oh, I don't know about you, it's one of those sounds that just makes you like cringe, and like the back and the nerves go a little bit. But how are the back and the nerves going to feel for Carl Wilkinson as he looks to put Kurt Parry to the sword? Game 4 of the evening, and in the commentary box it is Laura Turner and Paul Nicholson.
Any idea what he's talking about, Laura? What sound is he referring to? Is it the thing with the swords when they hit each other? That scything sound?
I'd have to go with that. I think so, yes.
Don't worry, we haven't got any fingernails on blackboards here either. But Kurt Parry, who lost his first game by 4-2, has an opportunity to get through to the semi-finals again. And he must put Wilkie to the sword right here. He, like Jason Brandon, finishes his quarter of matches right here. At the end of this game, he can do no more. If Wilkinson wins, that means he would be in the semi-finals again. And Parry would not. But if Parry wins by 4-0 or 4-1, he would be safe. 4-2. And then we start talking about something that Kurt Parry's very familiar with. 9-dart shootout.
60.
He's been in a couple of them.
Yeah, a few permutations left for group number 2.
140.
Yeah, Carl's had a pretty good week.
85.
A few ups and downs, but was still able to win Group C, which did have a lot of talent in it, including Robert Thornton on Friday, who was bearing down on everybody.
Well, it was a comment that Carl Wilkinson made after he topped the table.
45.
And one of the things that he found really difficult in the back room was the fact that everyone was talking about all the different permutations, because it was that kind of group. It was a group where there was a lot of possible outcomes come the midway point. And he found that actually quite hard, because he said there his brain was slightly scrambled. And yeah, I think he's that type of player that just wants to just go up there, play his darts, and just aim for the win.
Yeah, he's a no-nonsense dart player.
Game
just like Parry in that first leg. 13 darts, and thank you very much.
Second leg, it's Cole to throw first. Game on.
These guys from 2 different places in the UK, but they do have something in common. Working class, honest people.
81.
Signified by the mine shaft on the shirt of the South Walian.
100.
2 players that really do just like to get on with the game, let their darts do the talking.
58.
As for Kurt Parry, he found himself in this position where he was behind on points, but had to find a way of winning. And he produced his best in that match against Alex Spellman yesterday in a match that he had to win. Looking to do something similar here against Carl Wilkinson.
122.
And we were talking about the fact that some people are in the crowd tonight who played this week. That's one of them.
47.
Razor Sharp, as he's known. And, of course, Wilkinson's nickname is pretty razor sharp as well. We also touched on the fact that we have had people very highly ranked in the WDF system playing this week. Alex Spellman, who didn't get through Group B, is ranked number 3.
Carl, we require 140.
He's not here because of Parry. My word, that was close. That was too close for comfort.
It's one of those throws, isn't it, where you just leave your hand out there to hope you've just lifted it enough.
122. 14. Carl, you require 40.
That was a good segue, wasn't it? Double top.
30.
Oh, now,
40.
by leaving tops, he's getting a shot at it.
Game
and he's
from
not
the
missing it.
second
That's
leg.
2 from 2.
Parry. Third leg, it's
Parry
Kurt
has
to
played
throw
here
first.
enough to be well aware of the permutations and what he needs to do. He's just made the most of the chance that Wilkinson's afforded him.
45.
It's that situation again, isn't it? It feels like knockout. Because it is.
Well, for Kurt Parry, it most definitely is.
30.
Wilkinson is not in this game yet.
60.
Did some decent darts. But already after 2 and a bit legs, there's a gap of 20 in the averages.
99.
And if you are, with Carl Wilkinson, obviously it's the first time we're seeing him. Kurt Parry's already played. You can see that golf in the averages on your screen. Parry with that dart
80.
lifting the average up even more. And sometimes players, they just need a leg or 2 to settle, but you cannot afford to have, you just cannot afford to take any time to get into a match, because a race to 4 can be over in the blink of an eye.
Looks like there's been a bit of destruction on the stage. Nice bit of litter taken there by the referee. If something is damaged, take spares. This is obviously a new stem that was needed.
It was a rather vicious bounce out the throw before.
60.
Sometimes when that happens, you can be taken out of your rhythm. But even a break of 10 to 20 seconds can just give your opponent that chance to say, right, what have I got to do from here to get into this game? You don't get many timeouts in best of 7.
Wilkinson with a real opportunity here.
81.
And it's a big slip with the last. He should have been on at least a 2-dart finish.
40.
I think the same could be said for Parry. He's left himself on a horrible number. But it is a number he can take for a 3-0 lead. And just a reminder, if he wins
131.
4-0 or 4-1, he would be safe for the final 4 in week 1.
93. Carly requires 70.
Very interesting leave. Biggest shot of the match is coming up.
54.
And another chance for Parry.
Opts to switch. Double 16.
22. Carly requires 16.
The margins are so fine on a Saturday. Could have been within 1 leg. Might still be if this doesn't go. But that's a beautiful dart from Carl.
Wilkinson.
Facial expressions are different tonight. There was a few smiles
It's Cole to throw first.
over the last couple of days. It's all business here this evening.
And the one thing Kurt Parry has done by getting those 2 legs means that the idea of a 9-dart shootout could still be on the cards if Carl Wilkinson can find the next 3 legs.
95.
Obviously, that would still depend on the last fixture in this group, which would be Wilkinson taking on Brian Raman.
100.
Yeah, they have not met this week. And neither have these two. They've been swimming in different pools.
59.
Parry, 3rd in Group B. Wilkinson, the winner of Group C over Thursday and Friday afternoons.
100.
Parry has done the odd full week here and there.
140.
He would like to play in a different week at the end of the year, though. And I'm not talking about the ADC Global Championship. He'd love to be in that, of course. But he wants to be in Champions Week for the first time.
177.
Yeah, what winning a week here can lead to. Just ask Jeff Smith, the overall champion of the previous series.
Great approach from Wilkie.
Game show on the 4th
And that is a great leg.
Carl Wilkinson.
That means that Parry can't automatically qualify through this game.
To throw first.
He's now in a very perilous position. He just needs to win the match. And then he would like Brian Raman to do him a massive favour. But if I may, Laura,
97.
Considering what's happened between Parry and Raman the last couple of nights, Brian might be happy to see the back of Kurt.
100.
Yeah, although Brian did beat him in the match earlier on this evening, Kurt Parry's got the better of him on their other 2 meetings. But I think the players out the back will sense the danger from absolutely everyone that's in the field tonight.
100.
I think you're absolutely right. Sometimes this place is like lost in space. There's no Will Robinson, but there is danger.
122.
Doesn't get a shot at tops.
62.
But is in a good position here in leg 5.
2 legs Kurt Parry has won so far in this meeting. They have both been on tops.
140.
Carl Wilkinson with a 140. Just reminding him, he's not far behind.
50. Cole, you
Kurt
require
might be behind
110.
now. Biggest finish of this match is 40.
53.
Parry
Kurt,
wants
require
that to remain the case.
10.
He's now on the next door neighbour of tops. And he
Game
takes a
on the fifth
3-2
leg.
lead.
Kurt Parry.
Clinging on for dear life in week number 1. Which has
Six-legged
been
Cole
won
to the
by a
reverse.
Welshman
Game.
before. In week 3, sorry, Series 3, week 1, John Worsley beat Andy Hamilton
100.
by 4 legs to 3. And we're going to come back to that scoreline because 4-3 is the
28.
most popular final result in week 1. And there's another Welsh player who's won week 1 as well. Robert Owen won the very first week
60.
of the Modus Super Series in Series 1, beating Dave Pallett, you guessed it, by 4 legs to 3.
100.
I think it shows both, obviously, the talent and the class it takes to get through to a final, but also that element of edginess, that getting across the line, getting that last start, that is
60.
always the most difficult.
And just to throw a little bit of extra Worcestershire sauce on the Welsh rarebit, Alex Small won
137.
week 1 in Series 10, beating Adam Savada of the United States by 4 legs to 3.
100.
Yeah, most definitely a theme. And Kurt Parry looking to leave something handy after this. But slight slip, treble 1.
82.
It is a finish, but after that first start was so inviting, it could have been better. And this most certainly will be better for
100.
Carl
Kurt,
Wilkinson.
154.
He has not had a ton plus checkout all week long.
96. Cole, you require 81.
He just needs Wilkinson to miss this. He might not. Bull.
Game
He doesn't
shot
miss
the
it.
sixth flag.
We go the
Cole
distance.
Wilkinson.
If Parry loses this leg,
7th and final.
he will
against
be
Kurt
eliminated
Totofan.
first.
Game on. $67.
Saved with the last start. But Kurt Parry, we've mentioned it before, he's a serial finalist and his back really is up against the wall.
60.
Sometimes we have seen him perform at his best in these kind of situations. He needs it again.
30.
These players don't come all this way just to participate.
$100.
Wilkinson at this early stage
100.
just starting to wrestle away that advantage Kurt Parry had by throwing first in the deciding leg.
60.
Parry had the better numbers coming into this game from their weekly campaigns in Group C and B.
100.
But very often that stands for nothing. It's all about what you do now. It's not about what you've done.
Now you can take a bit of confidence, especially if you've been playing at your best and you've
100.
dominated groups. But as you say, different day, different darts.
100.
That could be a really key treble. And what a time this would be to get your first ton plus check out of the week.
Yeah, and it's a bit of a slip
45.
from Carl
Don't you require
Wilkinson.
104.
He hasn't found the treble 20.
88. Cole, you require 136.
But it might be key that Wilkinson did not get further down than 136.
Proves to be. We'll set up, we'll leave a double.
96.
It's Parry
Don't you
first to the
require
oche.
16.
Who gets the W?
No
The
score.
Welshman doesn't rubber stamp this victory. And if Wilkinson does, he will be into the
Cole, you
semi-finals.
require 40.
And Parry will be gone. Yorkshire wins this battle. It's not going to be another final for Parry, unfortunately. He may have to wait until 2026 for that elusive weekly title. He's fought valiantly over the last few nights, but Wilkinson knows that he is through to the semi-finals once again. It wasn't a classic performance, but he has done his job, and he's into the final four. Who is going to join him? We'll find out soon, and more after the break.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
So this is what we have seen tonight, and these are the permutations that are in play for the remainder of the evening. We know what's going to happen in Group 2. We know the two players that qualified through that. So in terms of this one, it's quite simple. A win for Stijn De Clerck will see him through with Ronan McDonagh. Ronan's through no matter what, and a win for Ronan McDonagh would send Jason Brandon through. So those are the I's dotted and the T's crossed. Let's head to Paul and Laura.
Yes, indeed, it is that simple. So we're really down to knockout darts a couple of games early. And Wednesday seems very far away from here, doesn't it? All of the joy from winning Group A, it now turns to focus. He has to take out McDonagh, otherwise Saturday was just an experience. As for Ronan, he really brought the game. in match number 3. Average 95.12. The best performance of the night. He's had the biggest finish of the night so far as well. He's definitely shown up. And if he does again and takes De Clerck out, Jason Brandon will be eternally grateful.
Yeah, based on what we've seen so far, this is a big task for Stijn De Clerck.
180!
And that is the perfect example of what we've been talking about. Ronan McDonagh in front of this crowd. Lots of support for him. Just seems to come alive.
Yeah, I think we can safely say that he's an adrenaline player.
140.
And he's disappointed with 5 perfect darts.
Yeah, and to me, and I saw it yesterday, when he faced Brian Raman in the penultimate game of Group B,
100.
He relaxed because he knew the job was done, and they put on such a performance for us. And I wonder if we're seeing something similar here, where Ronan knows his job done, I'm through. I can still top the group. And he's got that freedom to play without the pressure.
60. Ronan required 41.
He still has a responsibility. But look at that 11 darter.
Ronan McDonagh.
That little bit of a look over his left shoulder as if to say, yeah, I did that.
Second leg, it's Stijn to throw first.
I think the word's going through De Clerck's mind right now, well, oh no. But you're right, Laura, because when you're in a situation
59.
like this, you might be at Q school. You might already have qualified via the points table, for example. But then you're up against someone who
100.
really needs to win that match to try and get their tour privileges, and your mindset should be, I don't care about that. I'm going to take you out.
100.
And McDonagh is not the kind of person who's going to be sympathetic.
No, I agree. I think he goes out there to win absolutely everything and play his best.
43.
But I just tend to find that he's got this opportunity now, like I say, to be a little bit more flamboyant, show that flair.
140.
Yeah, just to try and paint a bit of a picture, if you've never seen Ronan McDonagh play on this stage live and in person,
100.
he's a bit like that toy you get at Christmas, but you don't get batteries with it, you get a generator. And you think, I didn't realise that toy could do that.
100.
Well, it is De Clerck, first down to a finish. But again, there's going to be pressure on it.
140. Stijn to require 102.
His 2 treble shooting tonight has been off the charts good.
62.
That was a very, very good attempt. It may be in vain.
38.
Not quite. De Clerck gets his wish.
40.
He definitely didn't ask for Ronan McDonagh for Christmas.
Games
He asked for
on the
tops and
second
gets
leg.
it.
Stijn De Clerck.
Like Henry mentioned
Third leg, it's Ronan to throw
before our
first.
first game featuring Stijn, we've never had a Belgian winner, which is surprising considering how many Belgian players we've had through the doors.
93.
In the early days, we had the likes of Philip van Gassen. We've had all sorts of different talents from that fabulous darting nation, including
85.
Stijn and Raman, Zanti Vandenberg.
Yeah, it was something we discussed
60.
in the evening. I think there may have been around about between 16 or 20. I can't remember the exact number we discussed, but there has been quite a few that have come over from Belgium, another darting
100.
nation.
Well, if Henry was sitting here, he'd rap off every name that has been here under the Belgian flag, and he wouldn't even need his notes.
78.
But by the time we get to about name 10, it'll be the end of this leg, so we'll just park that one for now.
Yeah.
But it would be a big thing tonight if Brian or Stijn were to
140.
win. It's important to be that first champion, isn't it? Just ask Jeff Smith, the first Canadian series winner.
40.
When you're a first, it's, you know, that's it. No one can ever take that away from you. And we've seen a lot of firsts here at the Super Series.
Oh, people will try.
100.
But they can't.
They can't, surely not.
60.
But De Clerck now making a
Stijn
move.
requires 76.
Potential for a 14 dart. Well, now he's made that very awkward.
What does he do now? That has gone spectacularly wrong. This is going right. Spectacularly right?
132.
Not quite.
Yeah, and I think you heard a reaction from Ronan there before that dart even hit the board. It just left his hands wrong.
This has got to go right. He did this earlier in the week. He's got it right. Well, that's a weird couple of visits for De Clerck.
Full flag, it's
well, inside, he'll be Stijn De Clerck. Smiling with a 2-1 lead. What a contrast between the last visit and the penultimate visit of that third leg.
Yeah, big moments and held it together beautifully. I guess if there's one player in Group 1 that maybe sat on the edge of their seat, that's Jason Brandon, who is very reliant on Ronan McDonagh in this leg, in this match.
45.
I remember in the last series when Adam Gavlas won his final against Charlie Manby. He was the first Czech player to win a title here. Lots of nations have won weekly titles in this building, but it is quite surprising that Belgium have had such a long wait.
83.
And the longer that wait goes on, the more pressure that is attached to that. Ireland, they've got stacks of winners.
43.
Yeah, but you still want to put your name amongst those winners. There's some good names on that list for Ireland.
Yeah, especially when you're in the same building as a John O'Shea and a Shane McGurk and a Kieran Tian, and they keep saying to you, have you won one of those weekly titles at Modus yet? Not yet. It was that way for Conor Heenan for a while. People were jabbing him in the ribs saying, yeah, you've got 9 darters, but you haven't got a weekly yet, and then he got one. And now he's got 2 because he won the pairs last week.
54.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there's definitely bragging rights on the line.
Especially in Ireland.
Yeah.
Beautiful darts from McDonagh. Remember, this is a knockout match for De Clerck.
Beautifully timed. Second 180 from Ronan McDonagh. This to level us up at 2 apiece. Gets the first double 8.
59.
Penny for the thoughts of Jason Brandon right now. Well, that's all wrong. Does he recover again?
Yeah, when your opponent's on a finish, you know, 20's got to be the route, surely, from 90.
Safety first. He has recovered.
66.
That close to 3-1 up in a race to 4, and McDonagh's back for 4s.
Games on the 4th there, Ronan McDonagh.
We can sit here and talk about what De Clerck did wrong, but he's still got a dart for that leg.
It's Ronan to throw first.
Now it's best of 3 to see if De Clerck stays or whether he goes. He may never have felt the way he's feeling right now. This guy's been here and done it.
25.
The odds compilers haven't fancied
95.
De Clerck all week. They've had him towards the bottom of the betting most of the time.
Yeah, and he found himself in a group with
60.
Jason Brandon, who came in top of the betting, as Parry goes and sits out and watches the action. Yeah, sometimes I think it depends on the group that they're in as well, but the fact that Ronan McDonagh wasn't overly fancied as well, that made it even stranger to me.
140.
There is the McDonagh fan base. They're liking what they're seeing.
44.
Even more so now. He Because this is Group 2. I beg your pardon, Group 1.
66.
Whoever wins this group will have the darts in the first semi-final.
Good visit.
110.
Clerck still battling.
It was a little bit risky, that, wasn't it? If he had a single 20 with his last
50.
dart, he left 162.
Taking those risks seems to be part of his MO.
54. Ronan requires 60.
Yeah, that's a very good statement. He is a risky player.
But
McDonagh is the better player right now with the 3-2 lead. It's Tennessee Whiskey in the practice room that wants the win for McDonagh, and he's playing Tennessee Risky on the stage. The risk did not pay off in leg 5, and from here he's got to win 2 straight, otherwise week 1 is over for him.
Yeah, and he's kicked off with a 140, still battling away.
60.
I agree. I think there's been 2 key moments in the match, and no more so than having 90 left. Yes, he did adjust, and he did have a double, but
140.
Yeah, you just play the percentages, play it safe.
70.
They've both got 5. 2 treble visits of a 140 plus nature now.
80.
But McDonagh's got 2 maximums as well.
83.
There's a massive difference in the demeanour of these 2 players on the stage right now. One looks tense, one does not. But look at this leg. Beautifully crafted to leave double 18 after 12.
Yeah, and it's a big leg to level us up 3-all, to force that deciding leg. You know anything goes when it goes to 3-all. And it is 3 apiece.
Stijn De Clerck.
That might just be one of the best legs he's ever thrown.
7th and final leg, it's Ronan to throw first.
Don't dwell on it. You need another one. Look at that. Massaging his inner Dimitri van den Berg there with a little bit of darting chi.
46.
And it is a really big early opening for De Clerck. If you can find anything like he found the leg before.
100.
I think the most nervous player right now is Jason Brandon, because he can't do anything about this leg.
It's the worst feeling, isn't it, when you haven't got any control over the situation.
$55.
Felt that was a bit tentative with the last one, just trying to float it in past the other 2.
Couldn't agree more.
60.
I don't think McDonagh has floated a dart in his life. Everything is thrown with complete viciousness.
Could we see the first player to throw a dart through the board here at the Super Series?
I wouldn't be surprised.
94.
He really does give it a hike. Look at that, it's vicious.
Yeah, but when he gets it right, he gets it really right.
95.
So at this point in the match, you're saying to yourself, right, just one big treble every time.
90.
Switches and finds the ball, but doesn't leave him on a finish. Again, it's those decisions, that board management.
Look at that 140 from McDonagh. I don't know what he was thinking with the previous visit. He's going to need an error from the Irishman. And there haven't been many on the outer ring in this game.
94. Ronan requires 64.
We skirmish to the death.
56.
Here's the chance that De Clerck craved.
Stijn requires
This is to
68.
put him through and to take out Jason Brandon. Can he get a shot at a double? He does.
20.
It was never there. That might be that.
Ronan, you require 8.
It's not there yet. How many lives does De Clerck have?
Unbelievable. Jason Brandon's heart must be racing in the practice room.
Just gets the single.
32.
Is not able to figure it out.
Ronan, you require 8.
The tension in this place is as thick as cheese.
4.
And De Clerck could still be smiling.
Stijn, you require 16.
My word. When was the last time we saw a group game like this? 888. And Stijn De Clerck somehow has found his way into the semi-finals by the finest of margins. How many lives does that man have left? He's not going to be the only Belgian in the semi-finals, and it could be Belgium's night after all. He needed a bit of luck to win Group A from Monday to Wednesday, and he needed a great shred of luck to get through Ronan McDonagh there, but he's done it, and he's won by 4-3.
$54. Charlie require 164. 44. 32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts, but he'll be coming back.
The moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage, approaching the Yoki with a chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone. I think he's gone to bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Go
Couldn't get the job
Got
done.
in the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where this is the story of the night as far as finals night is concerned. Before the break, Stijn De Clerck got the better of Ronan McDonagh by 4 legs to 3. That sees him through to the final 4. One final game to go between Carl Wilkinson and Brian Raman. I'm happy to say joining us in the studio is Jasper Scarrot, the man who hit the 9 darts on his debut at the Super Series 3. Jasper, great to see you here on this Saturday night. I just want to start off by just getting your thoughts and reflections of the week as a whole here at the Super Series.
Well, honestly, it's been absolutely fantastic to actually be on Modus this week. Has been superb. The people that I've met, the players that I've played with against have been superb, and I couldn't wish for a better week, to be honest. Yeah, great.
Let's go straight into the 9, shall we? Because that's got to be up there in terms of like some of the best moments for you, isn't it, in darts?
Oh, it's the pinnacle, to be honest. I've never hit a 9 darter before, and to do it on Modus on that week, and again, I mentioned it before in the interview before with Carl playing on stage. I couldn't wish for anything better. Honestly, superb.
Just have a look down at that monitor. This is the 1-for-1. What was the hand and the heart like with the double 12?
Like I say, even after the first 6 darts, and then I played for the next 3 darts, I was fine. I didn't feel any nerves or anything like that, and even the 60, the 57, and I just felt so calm. I don't know why. But I hit the double 12, and yeah, superb. Couldn't believe it.
Little bit of you disappointed not to be here tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few games this week that I should have won, definitely. I know Paul's picked me up on a few times with regards to finishing. I know I've got to work on that on my game, definitely. But if I'd have finished a couple of them games, I should have been on that stage tonight.
Just want to talk about the Army Darts, something that we've seen on your shirt. Just a little bit about your background in that and what Army Darts does.
Well, it's a new thing actually in Army, in the Army and in defence. We've actually just managed to get it as a recognised sport in defence, and that's really thanks down to people like Zara Durant, the niece of Duzzy, who's done a massive job on defence darts. But I'll tell you what, there's some good players in the Army, in the Navy, in the Air Force. Obviously, the Army the best, but yeah, it's going to grow, and I can see it being a big thing, an absolutely big thing.
Finally, let's talk about yourself then. What's the plan going forward now you've had the week here? I suppose you'll be itching to get back on there again, won't you?
Oh. If I get another chance to come on here, honestly, I will grasp it with both hands. It's been a fantastic week. There's nothing better than coming down here and going on this Modus Super Series. Honestly, I've absolutely loved it. It's been great.
It's been a pleasure having you, Jasper. Thank you so much for all the entertainment, for everything this week. I'm sure we'll see you again at some point soon. Let's get into our final game of the group matches. It's Carl Wilkinson up against Brian Raman, and in the commentary box is Laura Turner alongside Paul Nicholson.
It's been a real pleasure to have Scarrot with us all week. He has been a real credit to the Army, to Yorkshire, to England, and himself, all in one. But his fellow Yorkshireman, he is smiling from ear to ear because he knows he's already through to the semis. This is a battle to see who wins group number 2. Whoever wins this game will have the darts in the second semi-final. There's a little bit of relaxation on the stage right now, Laura. In some of the games that we've seen tonight, there's been a lot of nerves and a great deal of tension, but these two already know they're through.
Yeah, there was quite a bit of tension in Carl Wilkinson's first match this evening against Kurt Parry. Kurt Parry raced into a 2-0 lead, and it was a real battle for Wilkinson to eventually get across the line. That sealed the fate of Kurt Parry. and put both himself and Brian Raman through to the semi-finals. But there's still a bit to play for here, because whoever tops the group, they know that they will have the advantage of throw going into their semi-final match. And
game on.
As we get to the business end, as you have I can't get my words out, as you have alluded to already tonight, they do seem to run close, and sometimes just having that edge and the advantage of throwing first, it can make a difference.
Well, this is the first meeting of these two players this week.
92.
What we can confirm is that Ronan McDonagh won Group 1, so he's going to have the darts in semi-final 1. He will play whoever doesn't win this match. And Stijn De Clerck is going to take on whoever wins this game.
97.
That means if Raman wins this game, we are guaranteed to have a Belgian in the final.
100.
And it's interesting because obviously the rest of the field, especially Brian Raman, will know the levels that Ronan McDonagh has actually produced so far. I think they will both be vying for this win to finish top of the table, because Stijn De Clerck, yes, he's made it through to the semi-finals, but it really was just by the skin of his teeth with that 4-3 win over Ronan McDonagh.
Game shot on the
What a
first
start from
Wilkinson.
We do see this very often.
Second
When
leg, it's
two
Brian
players
to
are
throw
already
first.
through, we
Game
see a high standard from their second game because they are more relaxed.
100.
I don't think we're going to see many shots from the bag of tricks of Raman, though. I think tonight is all business. The only time you're going to see some flamboyance from him is if he's got a trophy in his hands at about 11:15.
140.
I couldn't agree more, and I think it set the precedent in that opening match. There were opportunities which I think Brian Raman would have taken previously. There was a 1-2-1 opportunity, didn't go for the treble 17. His opponent wasn't on a finish and just opted to set up. It's sensible play, and so far this week it's worked really well for him.
Rhythm's been very good tonight from Raman. That's the key to his game. It's also nice to hear from Jasper Scarrot as well that he is willing to make improvements in his finishing. Seeing what these two are doing right now, he might be saying to himself, this is the kind of stuff I need to be doing. 70 left, and doesn't get a shot at a double.
45. Brian
And
Raman
it's disappointing
76.
for Wilkinson from that position, because Brian Raman has been deadly on doubles, but he's missed the big number.
44. Carl, we require 50.
He's disappointed, but he's actively trying to make sure that it doesn't perturb him.
Game
That
shot on the
night.
second leg. Carl
What a
Wilkinson.
performance so far from Wilkie.
Third leg, it's Carl to throw first. Game on.
His best performance this week, 97.54.
100.
This is just a little bit better than that.
Yeah, just a tad. 2 legs in, averaging just over 110.
140.
But Brian Raman, how many times I've seen it a lot from Raman. Those first 2 trebles go in, and the last one doesn't. Hasn't hit a
85.
great deal of maximums this week. I wonder if there's just a bit of extra movement on that last dart.
Yeah, when you consider
100.
that he's played 23 games, how many 180s would you expect from someone of his talent?
95.
I'd be saying 35 plus. There was only 25. I think,
59.
and I hope he hears this, he is leaning on that third dart, which is the biggest bad habit in this sport. He's just finding himself a little bit out of position.
96.
There's a trick to this, you know. You see him leaning into that third dart like that.
125.
When you
Carl,
throw
we
your
require
third dart, just press
125.
down your back big toe. It keeps you in position.
65.
Wilkinson had found that treble 20.
77.
I think Raman would have been on the edge. As it goes, it's tops for Brian Raman. A couple of times again, and it's the third dart. Just losing a little bit of form, and again, that could be because he's leaning and he knows it's not going to reach the target he wants.
Does this? Of course it does, the way he's playing. He might be warming up at just the right time.
Full flag against Brian to throw first.
You might think it's weird that Raman went for treble 17 on 77, but he probably likes double 13 more than anybody on the planet.
100.
It's his go-to double. When he thinks things aren't quite going right, that is where he tends to go to.
96.
Let's not forget this could be the final tonight. If they both win their semi-finals.
91.
This could be the first final of the series.
60.
We have had a Yorkshire winner of week 1 before.
Whoa,
a certain Tom Sykes.
180.
That was back in series number 8. Beating a Welsh player in the final, Justin Smith.
36. Brian Evercore, 130. $80.
Now, if Wilkinson doesn't leave a finish here, what does Raman do?
If it wasn't the Raman of this week, I'd say go straight for ball.
50.
But he has got a bit of time. But it's sensible once again.
34.
He's definitely trying to make friends with that double 16. Predominantly this week, it's been really good.
100. Brian requires 16.
To stay in this group game.
No score.
It's not there. And Wilkinson's got a chance to win 4-0. He's not going to get there. The more doubles that Brian misses,
60.
the
Brian
more it just
requires
implants that bit of doubt. That is not inviting. But he doesn't mind.
Brian Raman.
A beautiful dart finds the target. Keeps him invested in this match.
You know what you're going to get from Wilkinson, don't you?
55.
No-nonsense player from Barnsley. He's like a can of varnish. What you see is what you get.
Whoa!
But I think the biggest thing for the rest of the night for Brian is adrenaline management.
Yeah, especially as that trophy gets closer. If he just needs to hold it all in.
140. $59.
Just getting a bit vocal with himself.
Yeah, he's just got to temper that right now. It's like I always say it. Be okay
98.
with the worst case scenario. And the worst case scenario is rather good right now.
What he doesn't want to do is
56.
come off the back of this with any negativity.
Any idea who Parry is?
Nope.
It's probably
99.
about 50,000 Paddy Flynns in Ireland.
Yeah, even if this match does go the way of Wilkinson,
58.
Raman just needs to draw a line under it and do that very quickly.
Yeah, and be okay with it. Match chance at double 16.
77. Brian, you require 148.
I'm not going to speculate where he's going.
73.
It's a nice
Carl,
layup.
require 32.
Does Wilkinson stay undefeated?
No score.
Not yet.
Great effort, but a chance for Raman to play himself back
Brian,
into
you
the
require
match.
75.
It would be to go within one and put us back on throw because Raman would have the darts in the next leg. It should be one dart, and it is. at tops.
55.
If he does miss,
Carly
it's
required
usually
32.
low. Wilkinson keeps missing. I think Brian's at the point now where he's thinking, how's this game still alive?
No, I'm sure he wouldn't have thought he was coming back up to the oche, but he is.
That is a great dart.
Brian Raman.
Might still win this.
Sick flag, it's Brian to throw first. Game.
I'm finding it very hard to read Brian right now. What's he thinking?
He looks disgusted with his game, I think. I mean, he's still in it, and that's the key thing, but he just doesn't look happy.
He doesn't actually know this, but his tail is his left eyebrow.
He rises it right up, doesn't he? Yeah.
He's almost like Dwayne Johnson when he's in this kind of mood.
118.
Maybe that's one of the reasons they call him the Riddler. That shirt, I've said it before, but it's the best one he's ever had made. It's got to be a signature now.
105.
Well, if he can pick up the title, I imagine it will be.
If he picks up the title, there'll be another question to answer. Can he be the series champion? He's done some great things in his career.
99.
And it's only the start. Has already been a WDF #1. Won a couple of titles this year.
100. Brian require 167.
Yeah, as recently as last month. One over in Sweden.
57. Carl, we require 143.
Another match chance for Wilkie. It's been anything but silky.
93. Brian
Well, certainly started off with a plum from Wilkinson, but he's allowed Brian Raman back into the match.
58.
Now it's Wilkinson who's got 50.
Oh, we require 50.
And he's not going for the bullseye. Double 16 it is. And this time he gets it. That means that it will be the Belgians split up in the semi-finals. Wilkinson will have the darts in the second semi, and he will take on the other Belgian, which is Stijn De Clerck in semi-final #2. It's going to be Ronan McDonagh versus Brian Raman in the first semi-final. Strap yourselves in for that one.
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. This is what we've seen on this Saturday night. Before the break, Carl Wilkinson got the better of Brian Raman by 4 legs to 2. Now, as far as the night is concerned, we have seen eliminations for Jason Brandon and Kurt Parry. Stijn De Clerck dramatically made his way through, having got the better of Ronan McDonagh. He's going to be in the semi-finals. Wilkinson and Raman also there. And this is how it's all going to pan out for the remainder of the night. Ronan McDonagh takes on Brian Raman in semi-final number 1. And Carl Wilkinson takes on Stijn De Clerck in semi-final number 2, who continues to upset the apple cart on this opening week of Series 12 action. Lord Turner is with me here in the studio to look back at all the action in the group stage. Let's begin with Stijn De Clerck, who just continues to do it on this stage, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looked down and out, didn't he? Absolutely, and just managed to hold on in there. We saw some really big comebacks in terms of legs, but it got very, very edgy, to say the least, towards the end, and you just made it across the line. And you've got to feel for Jason Brandon, who probably went through an emotional roller coaster in the back room.
He was literally on his knees on that stage when Ronan McDonagh had his darts in hand to win that particular match, but he managed to just about hold it together.
Just about, and that's what you've got to do. And to be fair, you can make an argument that's kind of what he's done throughout the week. When he's been presented chances, perhaps the ones that he wasn't expecting, he does find a way to get across the line. That's all you can do when you've got the opportunity, is take it. But yeah, it was edgy.
As we can see here, and look at that relief on his face. And actually, when the cameras stopped rolling and went to the advert break, what you wouldn't have seen on the screen was Stijn De Clerck was pretty much in tears as he was hugging a few of his friends that made the trip from Belgium. And it just goes to show, right, how much the Super Series means, particularly for players like Stijn.
Yeah, and you've got to remember, he's here on debut. He's one of those players that's come in. People don't know a great deal about him. He's been the outsider since the very start of this week. So he's just getting further and further. And I think just to make the semi-final on debut, that is some real going. He's won Group A. He's in the semi-final. He's still in this event. He's still got the opportunity to pick up the title. But I can imagine the raw emotion we may see if he goes into the final and eventually maybe picks up the title.
On the subject of roaring, Ronan McDonagh into the semi-finals. Every time he's here, he just seems to always go deep on a Saturday.
Yeah, and he seems to really enjoy playing in front of a crowd where he's obviously got a few fans in as well. So the support, that can really help someone like Ronan McDonagh, because you could see the reaction. For him, it was job done in the first game as well. So it was comfortable for him.
Jason Brandon, as you can see there, the player who lost out, he's going to be playing at the AFAS Live at the World Series Finals in Amsterdam next week. That's because of his exploits at MSG, beating Stephen Bunting. How would he go into that feeling, do you think?
I think he'll be, probably felt a little hard done by not being in the semi-final tonight, considering he actually beat Stijn De Clerck by the same scoreline, but it's Stijn going through. So, yeah, I think there's that element. But it goes back to what Paul was saying at the top of the show, and how much experience and how much great practice he's got going into that event. So I think there's so much he can take from it. Into
the other group. We're definitely not here tomorrow. If so, we're getting paid overtime. Carl Wilkinson won Group 2. And just that performance against Brian Raman in that second game, the first few legs were frightening.
Yeah, he just showed exactly what he can do when he gets that scoring right and then couples it with the doubling, which I know he's more confident when it comes to the finishing. He's mentioned that already himself. So when they kind of marry together, you can see how dangerous a player he was. And I think for Carl, when you are in that last match of the group stages, you're either on immediately after, if you are the runner-up, or you are going to be, you can have a game in between. So I think it was important for both of them to try and get that win. And that's why you could see a bit of frustration coming from Brian Raman as well.
I asked the question to Nico. I'm going to ask the same question. What do you think is clicking for Carl in 2025?
Yeah, he's one of those players. I think he's been consistently very good for a very long time. I got to play alongside him for England recently this year, and it was interesting hearing him say he just likes to tick things off a list, and this is something he's never won before. So I think it's just having that drive and everything, going out to all these various tournaments, playing on the ADC circuit. I think players have got a lot more that they can play, a lot more systems that they can play, and a lot more tournaments readily available, and I think that's getting the best out of Carl Wilkinson.
In terms of Brian Raman, how would you assess his passage through tonight so far?
The first game, everything under control. He looked comfortable. He looked calm, and it was the kind of performance that we've come to expect, especially against someone like Kurt Parry, because he hadn't been able to get past him so far this week. The second match, I felt that there was a little bit of edge there. I think that it goes back to wanting that one game in between. And unfortunately, he was edged out by Wilkinson. And we just saw a few moments where he was looking just a little bit panicked, a little bit flustered.
And he's got to very quickly flush that out of the system, but because of the way that the group and everything pans out, he's only got a couple of minutes to get going again.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of time. There isn't a big turnaround. Brian's experienced enough to know that you draw a line under it, you're still in the event, and that is the main thing. But he's got a really tough opponent in Ronan McDonagh because he just seems to have come alive tonight.
For Kurt Parry, disappointment for him this evening. I think if he was going to be very honest about the week, it hasn't quite gone to plan for him. And he's going to be back here for the Tour Finals next month here in the ADC. And I suppose that's where his eyes and his attention is probably going to be now. Yeah, absolutely. I think when we spoke to him yesterday, he was breathing a sigh of relief just to get through to this point because it did come right down to the wire. It was a last match shootout between himself and Alex Spellman. We saw bits of that brilliance that got him through to this point, but it just wasn't consistent enough. And I think he would be the first to admit that that's kind of been the story of the week. And yeah, disappointment, but I'm sure Kurt will bounce back. Let's have a look at the running order for the remainder of the night. This is how the semi-finals look. We're going to see Ronan McDonagh take on Brian Raman and then Carl Wilkinson up against Stijn De Clerck. The two semi-final winners will meet in the final at around about 11 o'clock this evening. I suppose on paper, Ronan McDonagh and Brian Raman is the one that stands out off the page. Two very explosive players going head-to-head. We could see, particularly at the stage of the week we're at, we could see everything on that stage. Yeah, and it's a game when they were at group stages that we highlighted on a few occasions, but it was actually quite mellow. And I think that was just due to the circumstances. When they played last night, they were already both through. Now this is knockout. This is everything. You've got to leave it all up there. Now I think Ronan's going to be quite loud. He's going to have that crowd behind him. I think we may see a little bit of reaction from Brian Raman as well, but I agree it could be fireworks. The second semi-final is a little bit David versus Goliath in Carl Wilkinson against Stijn De Clerck, but all week long, Stijn has proved every single doubter wrong. Yeah, and you just cannot underestimate any player up there. You give players a chance and they take it, then you've got no one to blame but yourself ultimately. And Stijn De Clerck has been that player that when he's been given a chance, he's taken it. But Carl Wilkinson, if he starts off in the semi-final, a bit like what he did in his last match, then yeah, he's going to be difficult to chase back down. Well, both players are on the stage, and so we better let them get on with the action. It's the first semi-final between, I was about to say Stijn De Clerck. I tell you what, he'll be jolting very quickly, won't he? It's Ronan McDonagh up against Brian Raman. Let's get the game on.
And he still could do that. He's only got to do it again. But look at that 11th order. It's just so you, and yet so you. Not so. Double eight is though, and he gets his first win against Kurt Parry this week.
Commentary of semi-final number one comes from Laura Turner and Paul Nicholson.
Indeed. So strap yourselves in for this one. This could get good. Because these two, they've got history of leaving it all up there. This guy has brought a small army with him on Saturday night. And this is what it's all about for Raman. Trying to get back to the weekly final where he was denied by an Irishman in the previous series. So maybe the Riddler is looking for revenge, which sounds like a comic book. But this is no joke. This is not fiction. This is truth. This is sport. And this is about an opportunity for him, his country.
Game on!
Up the McDonaghs. I only know one. Do you know any more, Laura?
I don't.
44.
No, not at all. But as you say, this is the type of fixture that has the potential
83.
to be an absolute belter. We've seen both these two go toe-to-toe in Group B on a couple of occasions. It is Brian Raman that's got the best of Ronan on both those occasions, but I don't know how much you can take from that. One, this is a different set of circumstances. This is a semi-final. But
58.
They met early on Thursday evening, and it was Raman that won 4-2, and what can only be described as a tentative game. And by the time they met again, they both knew they were through. So it was job done in terms of qualifying for tonight. The biggest question I do have
140.
Whether that last match between Wilkinson and Raman has just put a few questions in the back of Raman's mind.
96.
Well, for me, this is perfectly poised. Average for the night for Ronan, 89.42. Raman, 89.37. Doubles, 7 out of 24 for McDonagh, 6 out of 22 for Raman. They're
60.
barely
Brian, you require 120.
apart in the stats. It's all about the now.
60. Ronan, you require 100.
It's about what they've got left and what they can give. Double 18. This is where things get interesting. Because every time he hits,
Second leg, it's
the
Brian
Riddler will want to hit
reverse.
back.
Game on.
This is going to get real good.
Yeah, it's the noise, isn't it? It's the noise off the back of the reaction of
95.
doing something good. If you're on the receiving end of that, that's when you just want to strike right back.
Whoa!
He's on it tonight.
80.
Realistically speaking, at the start of the week,
100.
who was looking at Ronan's name and saying, oh, I think he's going to win this week? Some people may have thought that it was
60.
possible. But in this kind of week, I suppose there is a chance for someone to pop.
81.
Yeah, and he's producing some of his best darts just at the perfect time. But you just look at the
66.
odds for him in Group B. I think at one point he was kind of 4th out of the 5, and even tonight he was 5th favourite coming into proceedings.
79.
When he made a final a couple of series ago, he lost out to Sam Spivey, who would then
41.
make it all the way
Brian, you require
to the end of the
146.
series, losing in the final match to Jensen Walker.
And if Ronan McDonagh does find a way past Brian Raman, it
96.
could be
Ronan, you require
another player from
154.
Yorkshire that he meets in the final. Carl Wilkinson will be taking on Stijn De Clerck in the
60.
next.
Brian, you require 50.
If Brian hits this, what kind of reaction can we have?
Game show on the second leg.
Nothing.
Brian Raman.
And that's exactly what he needs to do.
Third leg
Don't
is Ronan to throw
inflame
first. Game.
anything. On one side, you got fire. You be ice.
93.
This is the best part of the week. The end of the group stages is good fun. But this is where it's all at.
59.
The money, the opportunity, and the moment can still be yours.
And it's what it leads to, isn't it? Yes, you pick up the check tonight, you pick up the trophy, but then you get the opportunity to play for the series championship. The amount of players that haven't been able to get into that position, unbelievable. It's such a prize.
And the first thing you need to look at tomorrow
81.
is your diary. Your plans might have to change.
55.
This is where you want a maximum. You leave yourself 220, you want a max.
60.
Too many of
Ronan,
those
you
small
require
20s.
154.
That's ideal.
98.
It's a good approach.
Brian, you require 160.
Now, Brian Raman did hit this yesterday, and it was against Ronan McDonagh, but not with darts like that.
60. Ronan, you require 56.
Tops for the lead.
36.
That nearly bust the score.
Brian, you require 100.
For a break of throw in the middle of the game, there are people who can barely watch. Double top. My word, that's one of the strangest checkouts we've ever seen here. Dart 2 nearly busts it. Dart 3 wins it.
Full flag against
And I
Brian
think the reaction told you a little bit of everything, because it smiles there because he knows he's kind of got away with one, but there was a bit of a yell, and then there was this kind of sigh of relief.
And I just wonder if that little bit of levity on the stage might help Raman now that he's got the lead. A little bit of that ferocity has been lost. He can just mellow for a few seconds, which is something you don't get in these semi-finals very often.
60.
Now you need to keep that intensity, but just not make it too much. And just watching the rhythm and the pace of these two players as well. And we mentioned it when Raman took on Parry. They really do lend themselves to playing their most conducive, because they're both speedsters.
94.
If this was a World Small 20 Championship, Raman might as well give him the title now.
60.
Might want to get himself some shoes that have got about another centimetre on them.
44.
You literally could hear a bead of sweat hit the carpet in this place right now. It is silent.
Yeah, utmost respect shown from all the crowd. It kind of adds to the tension for the players on the stage.
Absolutely. Another good approach.
46.
Opportunity to lead double 16, maybe? Or is he going to go 60s for double 13? He cannot believe that hasn't nestled in.
97.
He was on the move on that dart again.
Requires 60.
What do we have at the end of this visit? Silence or noise?
40.
There's your answer. Absolute silence. The McDonagh fans know their player
49.
could be 3-1 down after this visit from Raman.
Yeah, they don't need snacks at the bar now. They need fingernails. Oh my, what's that? It's another weird checkout imminent. That's 15 left. Double 6. It's another weird one, but it's wonderful.
Is there a slight irony here that we've seen two rather bizarre checkouts from Brian Raman when he's trying to do the right thing?
I know what he's doing. He's doing Riddler things on the stage. He's trying to confuse everyone.
It's a great adjustment, but he's really struggling to find that first dart in the treble 20.
For an 85 average
59.
game, this is very exciting.
There's so much on it. Again, bringing in the 18s. And
28.
just cannot get the weight right for the treble 20.
Well, another 128 off the back of two of them.
58.
That would be welcomed. There it is again. I'm surprised he didn't move to the 18s. It's good board awareness. He knows that he's a little bit short of it more often than not.
100.
If you look at the height of treble 18, it's right on it. Sets up a match-winning chance if McDonagh can't hit this. Two tops, is it? Or does he go for the 16s?
He's going up. Was two tops, but it was
64.
tentative.
Ryan number 192.
To make his second final in successive series. He gets his opportunity. And he didn't go double-double.
44. Ryan number 140.
Just one needed. And there it is to keep the match alive.
Sick flag, it's Brian to throw first. Game on.
I love the spirit of the Irish, don't you?
Yeah, they're absolutely invested in their man up on the stage.
He's very much in this. Looking for his first win against Raman this week. Every game they've had has had at least 6 legs.
100.
So this is not a shock. But I am flummoxed with someone like Raman who's got so much in his arsenal. He had 72 points with 2 darts and didn't go for 2 double 18s. I am mystified by that.
123.
Yeah, the double-double route is the more preferable. Just because it's a bigger target, it makes more sense.
But then again,
82.
we're sitting here, he's up there. Never question an operation from an armchair.
Well, that's what we're here to do, though, isn't it?
I suppose it is.
Maybe we can have a pass on that one.
Oh, look at that number he's left. He scored it twice in the previous leg. Can he finish it?
Brian, require 128.
He could. He does! 128 is the number. And Brian Raman is into the final once again, and he's got rid of the Irishman this time. Plenty of questions for the Riddler, but he had all the answers in that semi-final. And he could still be the first Belgian to get a weekly title here at Portsmouth. He's exhausted after that one. But take this on board, Brian. You've got yourself a little break before we find out who you will play in the final. And the fact is, you might be up against another Belgian.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super
to wrap it up with a big fish.
Richie Burnett's wrapped his around his head.
He wants Richie Burnett to take out this 142. And Burnett's going to take out the 142. Bullseye. To reel it in. It's another beauty for Keegan Brown.
Tops. That's more like it. He didn't go west, he went north.
Double 19. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
Andreas Harrison nods his head in approval. He expects this to go. It does go. It's simply stunning from the Granite Scot.
So this is what we've got to look forward to next week. We're going to see the former champion Jim McEwen in action. Jimmy Van Schie, the Trice Champions Week runner-up, he's looking to finally get over the line and win one of these Champions Week titles. He's got to get through what he'll now probably call a qualifying week here at the Super Series. Steve West looking for weekly title number 6. But the Swede ferret, Johan Engström, is going to be here. As too is the Prince of Wales, Richie Burnett, and the King of the Isle of Wight, Keegan Brown. That's what we got to look forward to when we get to Monday morning at 9:30 here on Pluto TV. But back to the here and now, because before the break we saw our first semi-final and we saw Brian Raman make it through to back-to-back finals here, having got the better of Ronan McDonagh by 4 legs to 2. Semi-final number 2 is Carl Wilkinson against Stijn De Clerck.
Ball. He doesn't miss it. Yorkshire wins this battle. Double 16 it is. And this time he gets it. And Stijn De Clerck somehow has found his way into the semi-finals by the finest of margins.
And semi-final number 2 is going to be watched by Laura Turner and Paul Nicholson.
Yeah, time to find out if Belgium gets their wish. Because if Stijn De Clerck does win this game, Belgium are going to have their first weekly winner. It will be guaranteed. But Carl Wilkinson would dearly love to spoil that party. His road to success goes through Belgium via Barnsley. He has to take them both out if he wants that first title and to become the first player into the final Champions Night of the year. How many lives does De Clerck have left? That's the question hovering around this place right now, because he could have easily been eliminated by Ronan McDonagh. He wasn't. He was able to get over the line by 4 legs to 3 against the Irishman in Game 5 of the night.
First leg, it's Cole to throw first. Game on.
Now it's knockout. Is it going to be Yorkshire versus Belgium? Or will it be a Belgian double in the final?
55.
It's been an interesting week, hasn't it, so far for De Clerck. Top in Group A, defying the odds. Coming through to the semi-final, defying the odds, defying Jason Brandon. A place here in the semis.
99.
It's like Henry and I were saying, you know, there is only so much you can kind of ride that bit of luck in terms of the opportunities that you will be afforded. But when he's had them, he's taken them.
60.
The last time Wilkinson was in a semi-final, he beat Jamie Kelling, who was going to be here next week
99.
from Monday morning, as per what you've just seen.
Yeah, once again, another stack week number 2. Still sometimes
59.
have to scratch my head at the fact that we're in Series 12.
Indeed. And someone is scratching the head of the Trilby.
60.
Yeah, bring the Trilby back. Big fan of it. Bit like the retro glasses of De Clerck.
140.
No, he needs 4 legs, not 2. You've got to start with 1.
81.
Yeah, and already at these early stages, not much to split them, and a bit of a slip there for Wilkinson. What Clerck did show in that last group match was there was a clear passage of play where he looked like he was out of it and found these big scores, back-to-back 140s to play himself into a position.
91.
Yeah, when
with
the deck
122.
is very much stacked against him, he did show us something. We have a clue as to how he can play under pressure. That does not stop. And somehow he's not found the treble 18 there. He's got to go for it again.
56.
Okay, don't.
Carly requires 16.
Maybe that was because the dart wasn't in fully. He didn't want to displace it.
Game shot the first
And Wilkinson
leg.
takes the first
Wilkinson.
leg. He looks very comfortable there.
Second leg, it's
Yeah, he does
Stein to
indeed.
throw
He's
first.
been here before.
Game on.
As for De Clerck, again, is that a questionable decision when it comes to that area of setup play? We saw it a couple of times
45.
in the group stages this evening.
He's been doing it all week. I don't know what it is about Belgians. Trying to confuse everybody. Maybe it's because they're a country that have about 50 different languages in their country.
$85.
Very proud country indeed. Most noted for their chocolate.
60.
Because when you win a PDC tournament in their country, you get a bag of treats, don't you? Instead of, well, as well as the trophy. Just ask Mr. Littler. He's won them both.
100.
He's won 3 of his 4 European Tour titles in Belgium, including last week at Flanders.
100.
I think you get a bag of biscuits.
I quite like that unique touch when you go to different countries and they provide you with some of their local delicacies. Oh, there's nothing delicate about that. 180 for De Clerck, perfectly timed.
So by getting the medal and the trophy tonight, what else would they want from Portsmouth?
100. Stein,
I'm not really sure what the local delicacy is. We'll have to ask Henry.
Yeah, I'm from Southampton originally, so probably shouldn't comment.
71. Carly
We might
Rock,
comment on this if
143.
Wilkie hits it. He's not going to.
60.
But
Stein
before
requires
this
20.
semi-final, they were barely apart percentage-wise on the doubles. You might not be able to make mistakes like
16.
that.
Carl, we require 83.
He'll fancy this. Maybe not so now.
59.
Couldn't rebound.
Stein require 4.
Yeah, dart number 2 was good, but a double way off.
Oh, that's way off. No matter how you look at it, that is an adrenaline dart. That has rocketed out of his hand.
Game shot the
And there's the experience of Wilkinson. He swoops in for an immediate break of throw.
Again, we've seen De Clerck come back, but as we're getting to the business end of the tournament, then I just wonder if the experience of Carl Wilkinson, just that ability to control the emotions. We saw the emotion at the end of the match between him and McDonagh. There is a point
100.
where you can want something a little bit too much, throw too much of yourself into a match.
Have you felt like that before?
43.
Yeah, very much so. I'm speaking from experience, and I know how it feels. It's an overwhelming emotion, and it's very hard to shake. You have to try and draw yourself
100.
back out of it, but in a race to 4, you don't have a lot of time.
And it's how you communicate with yourself in those moments that really matters.
Yeah, mine normally ended up with me screaming in my own
100.
head, which didn't tend to help. And it was always at places that, you know, you fight your way, you get into a world championship, and then you go up there, you're not playing at your best. And
60.
it's just panic.
It's not so much about wanting the cash or the trophy. It's you want the feeling.
100.
We are adrenaline junkies in this sport. You want to be the last person standing because that moment is what you want.
58.
Yes, it's a combination of factors. Like you say, it's the feeling. It's about proving a point as well. De Clerck probably feels that he's been that outsider all the time. He's won Group A and he's still come into tonight as bottom when it comes to the odds at picking up the title. So you kind of want to prove to yourself and everyone else why you deserve to be there.
I think he's already won by making Saturday on debut. I think his reputation has started this week. He's made the semi-finals on debut. Not everybody can say that. But he's got to stop leaving 166. I applaud him for hitting 2 bullseyes, but don't leave 166. We might be applauding this.
74.
Chance for 3-0.
165.
Don't get another bullseye.
You took that in, Paul, really you did.
3 bullseyes in the leg, and he might still win it.
$61.
Now, what does Wilkinson do?
We require 40.
He's no nonsense, so he's probably going to go straight for this. Stays at the bottom of the board.
10.
They're the finishes you need to practice.
4. Yeah, and that's the risk when you go straight for it. De Clerck has no choice. It's just the wrong side of the wire.
Yeah, there's too much of that.
You require 4.
0 from 8 on the doubles.
Game's
and
on the
Wilkinson
third
is taking full advantage of it. He's a very tidy 3 from 9, and he's been at that percentage all night long.
Game on.
33% in every game he's played.
When you are a bit edgy and
81.
perhaps don't have all the experience at your disposal, I think the doubles are where it's always most telling. Because you're so used to throwing straight and throwing at a treble 20 that you can just keep on doing that. But when it comes to the doubles, yeah, that's when you can just feel that additional bit of pressure.
I've been seeing it to young players for the last couple of years.
43.
Especially when you're just starting in competitive action. People get carried away with practicing 121 or more.
140.
Take it to the other side of the scale. You've just seen Wilkinson on 7. In a high-pressure game.
99.
If you practice that, you're going to be more prepared for that moment.
55.
Yeah, it's definitely a sport where it's played with traditions. We're very kind of, especially players that have played for as long as, like myself, you have your set ways and your set patterns, and it's one that possibly
98.
someone can take a step back and look at different elements at where players can improve.
86.
There's a lot of shoulder on that last start, but it was successful. It left a finish.
De Clerck will also be on a finish, but needs to be careful.
140.
That was too close to be comfortable. He's going to have to hit this now.
Stijn De Clerck 40.
To his credit, he has taken it immediately.
Fifth leg,
He's not given Wilkinson a match start yet. Does Carl create one in leg 5?
150.
Well, he used a bit of a get out of jail free card in that group match against McDonagh. Edged him out 4 legs to 3. Could this be another start to a comeback for De Clerck?
60.
Talk about pulling cards from strange places. If De Clerck were to get out of this one, I would never play him at Uno.
28.
And the volume's definitely gone down now that McDonagh's out.
60.
It's a good adjustment with the second and follows in with the third. You get to this point in a match, you're one leg away, and if you get a few of those ones that drift from left to right, you just need to maintain that high intense
85.
focus.
This is where you want to find that glorious zone where your mind is calm and your arm feels like it's in that feeling where everything is natural. He's got a stack of darts here to make the final against Brian Raman. That'll do. It might actually be better to get the single 20 there, because now we can leave a primary double instead of being cornered on double 4.
42. Carl, you require 48.
Is Stein's race run.
$16.
But it's looking dubious still for Stijn De Clerck. Can only hope to find a couple of trebles. Just remind Wilkinson, if he misses, he's right behind him.
58.
He can't possibly have any lives left, surely.
32.
Double 9.
Go!
Unconventional, but successful.
Wilkinson.
So it will be Wilkinson looking to put right what went wrong in the previous series, just like his opponent. Yorkshire could still have its night as the sword cuts De Clerck out of week number 1. When he was in a final in the previous series, he lost to a Yorkshireman. And that Yorkshireman in the crowd, who had a 9-darter this week, will stay here to see if Carl can get the job done. It wasn't a classic semi-final, it didn't have to be. But Wilkinson is going to be in the week 1 final with Brian Raman the Riddler.
Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor.
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Well, that is what they want to win. And Brian Raman and Carl Wilkinson are in for an opportunity to do exactly that. They meet in the final after Brian got the better of Ronan McDonagh by 4-2, and Carl got the better of Stijn De Clerck by 4-1 in the second semi-final. It's Raman and Wilkinson for the first spot through to Champions Week. Well, we've got a full complement in the studio with us. Laura Turner and Paul Nicholson looking back on the two semi-finals that we've just seen. Let's begin with the first one. Brian Raman up against Ronan McDonagh. That 1-2-8 from Brian, that was classy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think actually it was classy all round from Brian Raman, because he suffered that disappointment in the group stages, lost to Wilkinson, and we were talking about it, and it was how he kind of bounced back, because he had literally minutes to kind of recompose himself, and he did so with some style. And even when he noticed that things weren't quite going right, he hadn't quite got the right level with the treble 20, the switch was brilliant over to the 18s and polished it off with the 1-2-8.
In terms of Ronan, would he feel like possibly an opportunity missed tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I was talking to Carl Wilkinson earlier in the week, and he was talking along the same lines of progression as opposed to opportunity. But I think when you've made the semi-finals for the third time in a row, you're thinking now of taking it one step further, as in winning this thing. So not making the final this time. When he leaves Portsmouth in the morning, he'll be feeling like he hasn't done his job. But what I like about what he's done the last 3 days is he's brought that same level of intensity, and he brought the best level of darts tonight, as in average, as in moments as well. He brought great support. I think we're going to see a lot of him in 2026. I really do, because there's definite improvement coming from that young Irishman.
Meanwhile, as far as Carl Wilkinson is concerned, back-to-back finals for him.
Yeah, and he did so in style in the end. He's been probably in his group the most consistent player. He obviously ended up top in that group, and yeah, he's been pretty much 3 from 9 on doubles for most of the evening. Average has been pretty consistent. It's what you expect from him. There's no nonsense. There's no messing around, and yet he's into his another final.
As far as Stijn De Clerck's concerned, he can be so proud of the debut week he's had.
He's probably not feeling like that right now. The raw emotion of losing in a semi-final is, what if? If I just made it through to that final, we would have guaranteed a Belgian winner. I would have loved a crack at Brian in this final. It would have been a dream final for them. But you've got to look at the week as a whole. He wasn't expected to succeed at any point. He has been a winner, even just making Saturday night. Making it to the semi-finals. A lot of people can't even make it that far, so he has won. Now he's got a sound foundation for what he wants to do now.
Well, we've celebrated the 3-year anniversary of being here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth this week. Goodness me, how time flies when you're having fun. And we have had some fun. We've had some great fun over the course of the last 3 years. We've had some trials and tribulations. We've had some highs, some lows, some 9-darters, some big finishes, some great champions come through the doors. And here's our little look back over the last 3 years here at the Live Lounge.
Game, shot, and the match
takes the title. Hightower lands top.
Game,
it's double five.
And look at that. Is still the Modus Super Series champion.
And record-breaking darts. Double 16. It's
Game,
destructive.
shot and
It's
match.
Daryl Pilgrim with a record average here at the Modus Super Series of 122.69.
Baron Sherrock wants treble 19. And now double 12 to become the first ever female player to hit a televised 9-star finish.
Probably the most followed player we've got here. But look at this, George Scaife straight in. Hang on a minute.
Wow! Oh my God!
He's going to need a treble 17, which he gets. Bullseye for the win. Absolutely incredible by Andreas Harrison.
I don't say this has to go for Jaden. Big pressure for the little man, but what a shot to stay alive this would be.
Go! Jaden take a back!
Devon Peterson is a global superstar.
It's not a million miles away from... He's going for 3 balls. He's got 2 of them. He's got all 3. Wow, Romeo Gerber.
First player to do it on a Saturday. It's on.
Double 12. Danny Van Troy is the first ever player to hit a Saturday night 9-star.
It's amazing how quickly it could all just pass by, isn't it? The last 3 years, it's gone like a flash. I mean, we were here right from the very outset, Nico, and I one of my memories was like we started this whole thing from scratch. We went from Southampton, where it was a studio complex, but it was 4 cameras, all of them were static cameras, and there was a lot of people that came here, people like myself, that were completely brand new to this kind of production, and it was kind of a case of just learning as we went.
The thing about this project from the very off, and it's not just 3 years in Portsmouth, it's 5.5 years of a lot of hard work from a great deal of people who all deserve a bit of a mention. We don't have enough time for that. But the thing is, this project never stops and it never stands still. It's always looking to ready itself for the next evolution of this level of darts. I think we, as a darting community, should be very grateful for the Modus Super Series. It did take a little bit of time for the players to realise what this is all about, but now we have this. This is all they talk about at this level. Everybody wants to get here. Portsmouth is now the hub of this level of darts.
You've been with us for a couple of years now, Laura, and the place does change and the tournament changes. And I think maybe there was a time where it was trying to find its identity in the darting landscape, but winning this now is up there with anything you can win anywhere.
Yeah, and it has the ability to catapult the careers of people. You know, now in more recent terms, we're talking about the players that come here, then go on to get their tour card. It has such, it's so unique in terms of what we had previously, because, you know, there's a lot of darts that can be played here. There's a lot of opportunity for players as well, and not just financially, but just the exposure that you get to play on a stage like this. And I can't echo what Paul said enough, because from a concept that was kind of born out of possibly one of the worst times, you know, in people's lives, it's grown and grown and developed, and now we have this. And honestly, people are scrambling for places, and you just look at not just here, but the direction that you take to get a position here. You've got the ADC, all those events. It's just got bigger and bigger, and I still see it getting bigger still.
I think the relationship with the ADC has been really important here, not just in this country, but also around the world, because we've seen people from all corners of the globe coming to this place, and we're starting to get more people from Africa, which is fantastic. But I think the joy of the ADC is that they're taking darts to the local areas so that more people can apply their skills to this great sport. But there has to be something after that for them to achieve, because if you go really well locally, what do you do after that? This is what you do. And we've seen, and I'm going to use Sam Spivey as an example of this, we wouldn't see him if it wasn't for that road map, if you want to call it that. Local, Portsmouth, where next? Spivey is a great example of that.
And of course, the Global Championship is going to be back at the end of the year. A championship of that magnitude being held in a building like this.
Yeah, and again, it's a testament to just the development and the fact that this place just never stops moving. Every time I come back, I might go away for 4, 5, 6 weeks. I come back and there is something different. There is a new tournament in place. And that's the other thing that's been developed. You mentioned the Global, but we've also had the introduction of Women's Weeks. We've had the introduction of Double Trouble. And there's just these different new concepts, and it's completely evolving all the time, to the fact that when I joined here, we were kind of in a galley out the back, and now we've got this beautiful studio. We've got a wonderful commentary box. We've got air conditioning, which I am so grateful for in the summer. I will say that. But yeah, it's an amazing production. There's a big team that works behind the scenes. I think not a lot of people realise just how big it's becoming. And like I say, I can't wait to see where it goes next.
Yeah, and I think it's come a long way. We've got this beautiful studio now, and that our little podium at the beginning, we struggled to fit 2 people on it, but it's come a long way. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes that don't get the recognition that they should, and those people know exactly who they are, and caps get doffed, and thank you for all of your efforts in terms of making this operation work. Let's get back to tonight, because we've got a final to be played, and this is what we've seen as far as the semi-finals are concerned. Raman got the better of Ronan McDonagh by 4 legs to 2. Carl Wilkinson beat Stijn De Clerck by 4 legs to 1, and that leads us to our final between the man from Belgium and the man from Yorkshire. And I suppose that the first question is, where does this final get won and lost? Because we've seen Brian, with his extravagant ways, beginning to really get into the mood of it, where Carl is somebody that just gets on with the task, kind of stays level-headed through everything.
What I saw from Brian in that last match was 4 out of 5 on the outer ring again. We've seen it 3 or 4 times so far this week, where he's just been so close to perfection. When he is playing like that, you have to deny him opportunities at a double. Kurt Parry did it a couple of days ago, and it just meant you just have to limit his chances. And I think that is potentially where this can be won or lost. If Carl gives him too many chances, he'll be punished. If Carl gets to a double and can finish it off, then it will go the way of the Yorkshireman.
Very similar to what Laura's saying here. I think it hinges on the scoring performance of Raman. If his first start is better than the semi-final, and he's hitting that 60 more from the knot, he's going to win it. It's as simple as that. We can't ignore the average of Wilkinson in that semi-final. It wasn't high. So on Thursday afternoon, he was saying, I am a doubler, I'm not a scorer. He's got to be both, and he's got to be now.
Right, let's find out. It's time for the final. Carl Wilkinson and Brian Raman jousting for the first spot through to Champions Week.
It's just so you, and yet so you. He could. He does! 1-2 in is the number. And Brian Raman is into the final once again. 0 from 8 on the doubles. And Wilkinson is taking full advantage of it. Unconventional, but successful.
Well, 2 of the last 3 series winners won the opening week of their series. Darius Labanauskas in Series 9 actually evaded a match start from Bradley Brooks before winning his week, and then Jess Smith in the previous campaign winning the opening week to then go on and win Champions Week. But that is a very long time away. That's in November. But who is going to be the first to see themselves through? Let's get into it with Laura and Paul.
Yes, indeed. Let's get into it then. This is what it's all about. The final match of the week is the money match and the invitation game. And this is a chance at redemption for both, because they both made finals in the previous series. Both were denied. Wilkinson lost to Usher in week number 8, and Raman lost to John O'Shea in week number 3. Somebody is about to get it right.
First leg, it's Carl to throw first. Game on!
Just before we go neck deep into this one, looking through the record books of week 1 in series, in the finals, 7 of the 11 have gone the distance. And so have the last 5.
105.
I guess we wouldn't mind that, Laura.
No, based on what we've seen tonight. And it also wouldn't be a big surprise. It would not be a shock Both players, they're going to leave absolutely everything up there. They've both spoken about the fact that they're more than aware that this is kind of that next big step here for them here at the Modus Super Series. And as we were just talking there, it's the platform it gives you. Obviously, you get the check, you get the trophy tonight, but then you get the opportunity to come back for Champions Week. You know that you're guaranteed to come back. And I think that is what everyone actually sets their sights on, is the opportunity.
60.
Essentially, it's a winner-takes-all game. You get everything. If you lose the final, you feel like you've got nothing. Needs a lot of that in this game, I feel. He's already got the darts by winning the bullseye in the practice room.
125. Goal requires 70.
I think we're going to get a lot of legs like this, where they're on similar numbers after 12 or 15.
38.
Chance for
Brian
an immediate break.
71.
And this is the range where Brian has been quite dangerous.
Bullseye.
46. Goal you require 40.
Didn't want to have the bullseye at the end of that combination.
Game
Wilkinson wanted that.
Carl Wilkinson.
He has been surviving tonight.
Second leg, it's Brian to throw first. Game.
But that's an instinct. That is very, very Yorkshire. Yorkshire's had plenty of champions in this building.
92.
Yeah, you mentioned Graham Usher. Also, the likes of Sam Spivey, Tom Sykes.
58.
I guess there's an argument that you could possibly make a whole week out of just players from Yorkshire. And most of them probably would have picked up a title along the way.
That means you'd have to change your accent. If we had a full Belgian week, which language would we choose? The language of darts, of course.
46.
If those 180s show up,
140.
Raman will get enough chances to win this final. He is a bigger scorer than Wilkie.
60. Brian require 89.
And this is where, this is where he's been sensible. Finds the treble for the double 8.
73.
And you've got to feel for the people watching on.
Especially when he's been here before.
Brian requires 16.
Double 4. And he makes a very good choice. The last thing you want to do is find yourself in the madhouse there. That was the right thing to do.
55.
Go
Brian
back to where you
16.
were. And get it done this time. That is a wonderful dart and a confidence-boosting one as well. It was the most difficult one of the lot.
Third leg, it's Cole to throw first.
He's a player that can do that really well. I've noticed there are players, and I put myself in this category, that like one spot on the oche, and then when they move, find it quite difficult to get the adjustment right. Brian seems to be able to do that.
He's very adept at a few things. I can imagine a practice session with Dimitri Vandenberg being quite the experience. And it has been an experience to have him here this week. We wish him well at the AFAS in Amsterdam next week. Whoever you've got, Jason, give them hell.
You've been waiting so long to do another American accent.
Oh, I didn't unleash it there.
140.
He's genuinely been one of my favourite people to have in the building over the last few years. He's been brilliant.
He's absolutely delightful. And I think it's just the passion and the love for the sport that comes through so much.
There's no shortage of that from these two. You think about the titles that Raman has won. You mentioned Sweden from earlier this year. He's won Romania as well. He's having a very good season. He's in the top 10 of the WDF rankings.
140.
He knows he's a little bit up against it here in leg 3.
42. Carl, you require 40.
But it is what you said Carl needed to do. Oh, that's scoring. It's been a good scoring leg from Wilkinson. Can he polish it off? Can indeed.
Carl Wilkinson.
Got the full support of Jasper Scarrot there. He's a fellow teammate. Both play for the Yorkshire County.
99.
One of the strongest teams in darts. Period.
Yeah, you just have to have a look at the list of appearances.
79.
It's unbelievable.
If he gets that first dart right, he's got to attack it. Don't leave it short. He will go 19s next.
96.
It's just been warmed up a little bit by Wilkinson.
$60.
The deflection was unfortunate. Good spirits there, Ronan McDonagh.
Yeah, very magnanimous, as he usually is. He's been eliminated
77.
at the end of a Saturday night 3 times now, but every single time he's been very, very good in defeat.
120.
And I just get the feeling that this week every player has really got on. I think new friendships have been sparked as well throughout the course of the week.
60.
We've just seen that magic
Brian
number from Raman again, 128. He's decided not to go for the treble 19.
65.
Again, I'm on board. He's thinking if I get 50 left, I can choose what I want next.
Right, number 50.
Well, it's been 18 throughout this evening for double 16.
34.
2 very well
Carl
thrown
Wilkinson,
shots.
90.
Neither register. Wilkinson on the cusp at double 15.
75.
He's either side.
Brian number 16.
Breathe again, Brian. He can't find it. 5 darts for the leg.
Oh, we require 15.
This is where things get really interesting.
Well, it's double for the target this time for Carl Wilkinson. This would be to put him within 1 of the title.
Game shot.
Double 4 is found, and you heard a little come on from Carl Wilkinson.
5th leg, it's Carl.
They have not played each other all week until now.
Game on.
And now Brian is thinking, it might not be my week after all. He's got to break Wilkie twice.
100.
Henry asked that question just before the final started. Where's the game, won or lost?
100.
And for Brian Raman so far, because I genuinely thought if he got a chance at the double, he'd ping it. But no, he's 1 from 13. Haven't seen that from him at all this week.
140.
He's getting gritty as Carl. If there's any
37.
chance that Raman can get through this, he's got to keep it together second by second. But Wilkinson might be putting him in a position where he can't get out of this, especially with shots like that.
He's proving to be a really strong front runner, Carl Wilkinson.
He can't even finish, and the writing might be on the wall. $62 to leave 62.
107.
That cuts out the possibility of leaving double 16.
Just makes it a little awkward.
128. Carl, we require
Is it 128 as the parting shot for the Riddler? Wilkinson gets his chance to win a week for the first time. It's a win for Wilkie! And another one for Yorkshire. And Belgium has to wait another week.
Champion, Carl Wilkinson!
Try and wipe that smile off his face. Believe it, people, because the big man from Barnsley is going to Champions Week. Get that man a glass of water. He's won titles in the WDF. He's won in Poland. He's won in other countries as well. He's a British Open champion. But my word, he's going to enjoy that one. He upped the scoring a little bit. His doubles were very, very good. And he took advantage of all of the misses from Raman, who has to wait for another series. It's not his night. This one belongs to Carl Wilkinson.
Well, it turns out that it's Wilkinson's sword that's the best a man can get. Carl Wilkinson picking up the first weekly title of Series 12. It's going to be he who's going to be through to Champions Week come the end of November. He can make his pre-Christmas plans now, having got the better of Brian Raman by 4-1 in the final. Time for the presentation. Owen Binks is your MC.
And gentlemen, it is now time for the presentation. Would you please show your support as we crown him for the very first time? He is the Week 1 Modus Super Series champion. It's Carl Wilkinson! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, it's Carl Wilkinson!
A proud Yorkshireman. That smile is beaming from ear to ear. Carl Wilkinson has finally crossed the line. And I don't want to say I told you so, Paul Nicholson, but we were having a conversation at around about 5 o'clock this evening, and we both said the same thing. Carl Wilkinson's due one of these.
Yeah, think about the things that he's done away from Portsmouth over the last 2 or 3 seasons. I don't think we can forget that this is someone who has played on the Pro Tour. He's gone up against the best, and he's beaten some of the best. But I think taking that step back and going around Europe with some people that he knows very well, the likes of Martin Turner and Darren Johnson, and being amongst friends whilst they're having success, has bred success for him. He's a British Open champion. Bad players don't win that tournament. It's as simple as that. And the fact is, yes, he's won a lot of stuff in the north of England and in the Isle of Man, but now he's gone south and he's been successful here. It's taken a little bit of time for him to get used to it, but now that he's got that smile on his face, he's not going to want to stop.
There's an extra seat next to Nico because we're going to hear from Carl Wilkinson, who's picked up the first title of the new series. He's going to join us in just a second. But we said what would be the key to winning the final. Carl's just got off to a good start and the rest was history, wasn't it?
Well, he won the bullseye, didn't he? And he got himself off to a really decent start, and he took advantage of the Brian Raman misses at double. And he's joining us right now.
Come in, Ambrick. Many congratulations. Well done. Well done.
Thanks, Paul.
Congratulations.
Pop yourself in. We've got a microphone for you. We are live. Many congratulations. It feels like an overdue one for yourself, Carl.
Yeah. I think everything just fell in my path. They were missing, and I was just taking advantage of them missing. I don't think I've played awesome, but just taking advantage of what were given to me.
You look rather overcome by emotion right now.
I'm a box ticker. I've won a WDF. I've qualified for Lakeside. I've been a PDC Tour called out, but this was something I wanted because Tom and Sam's got it, and I didn't have it.
This is another one to add to the Yorkshire Assembly.
Yeah,
bell,
well, there you go. Yeah, they're amazing players. I think that Sam's going to be special.
Sam Scaife, this is, yeah.
I really do think he's going to be special. If he continues to, with his mannerism and everything, I think he's just different level. But I'm still chipping away at him. I want to be as good as them.
Hey, chipping away. They're chasing him down now.
Well, he's the first name in the hat, isn't he? So when it comes to Champions Week, they haven't got what he's got right now. He's got the medal. He's had the trophy in his hands. And we said with Laura in the commentary box tonight, he's got the feeling right now. And there's nothing that beats that. When you're the last person standing and you've done what everybody else hasn't, that feeling is the greatest thing in the world.
Let's talk about that final against Bayern. What do you feel like the keys were for you to win that game?
I just think I were more composed. I could see that Brian were getting agitated by not hitting what he wants to hit. He's a quick thrower anyway. When everything's going right for Brian, he's unplayable. But when they're not, he's playable, if you know what I mean. It's a difficult thing to say, but he's amazing. He's probably a better dart player than what I am in retrospect, but I just put myself in positions to take my chances, and that's what I do.
Right, I'm going to give you a little look down at the monitor just down the bottom of our studio here, and I want you to, if you can, try and talk us through this particular moment.
I was thinking, just please hit big one. 20 and 18 either side. I just wanted to hit big one, and that's that. I thought if I hit big one, I'll win the leg, and that's all I was thinking.
And then that outpouring of emotion.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing. I said lucky. I'm a good dart player, but I've been lucky enough to win events. British Open were a massive one for me in my own county. To put my name on that trophy alongside many great players were amazing. But to come down here, I just feel as though I've just certainly hit the crossbar last time, but to do what I've done, and I'm ready for Champions Week now. That's all that matters to me.
He's speaking very humbly about himself, but we've been here many times. We've watched Carl many times. He's a proper player, isn't he?
Yeah, of course. I've said it for years. If you throw darts and you're from Yorkshire, you're useful. It's as simple as that. It's like a birthright. You go back to the 1970s, darts probably wouldn't be in the position it's in 50 years on because of the county of Yorkshire. The likes of Fred Truman and obviously Sid Waddell lived in Yorkshire. It's got a huge footprint in this sport, and it continues.
And it does continue, and it now sets up a really good end of the year to yourself, because you know you're going to be playing in other bits here and there, and you've got that carrot dangled at the end of it of playing a first Champions Week.
Next thing on my list is 3 weeks' time. I've got somebody called Brian Doggy Dawson for that belt, and he thinks he's the best in Barnsley. I know I'm the best in Barnsley. That's all I'm going to say on that one.
And hey, Barnsley is a very strong champion, and obviously you win that, you qualify for the global championship.
Which is massive. Yeah, I really want to qualify for that global championships, which Brian does as well. Fantastic player, but we'll see what happens on that night as well.
It kind of goes back to the conversation we were having before the final when we were talking about our 3 years of Super Series action here. And it's amazing to think that when we started, this was a tournament which was strictly invite only. It's turned into a system, a breeding ground, where you've got not just this, but the ADC Global Championship, which was an unheralded, unthought of idea not long ago.
Yeah, it's a system that doesn't sit still; it evolves. It's a bit like AI. You're seeing it grow exponentially year on year, and we don't know what's going to happen in 2026. But we're starting to know what's going to happen at the end of 2025. As we add names every single week, we'll see the spectrum of what the end of this year could possibly give us. Now, we had no idea that the first ADC Global Champion was going to be from South Africa. The next one could be from Yorkshire. That's how much we know at this stage. Just imagine if it's Carl.
It possibly could be, and the next couple of months are going to be really exciting for yourself, but you're part of an ever-bursting Yorkshire scene. And it's interesting because we've spoken to Sam about it, we've spoken to Graham Usher about it, Tom Sykes about it. What is in the blood in Yorkshire? What's in the water in Yorkshire that just brings out so many players?
It's not just them four and myself, it's Darren Johnson's, Brian Dawson, Scott Waits. Every local competition that we play in on a Saturday, all them names what you've just mentioned could be in that room. So you could draw them in round one. It's just brutal. It's brutal, but it's good for us. And I do believe that's why we do really well down here.
It's a very, very big county as well. You think about some of the hotbeds of darts in this country, particularly around St Helens, Warrington, Wigan. That's quite a small catchment. Yorkshire goes from, the southern part of Cleveland all the way to the northern tip of Derbyshire. It's a lot of mileage, there's a lot of people, and a great deal of quality.
Just want to get your thoughts on the week overall, because obviously Stijn De Clerck was a great story, wasn't he? Winning the Group A as an outsider. We had a good finals night tonight. This has been some way to get a new series underway.
Yeah, I think when we look back at week one, it was just the start of the unpredictability of 3 months of darts, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We had no idea when we looked at the call sheet on Monday morning who was going to win this. I think it's going to be the same next week, but for different reasons, because we have the 5-time weekly winner in West, we have the series champion from Series 5 in Jim McEwen, and we've got Jimmy Van Schie in town as well. So we will earmark a possible win for them, but there are other people who could stop them.
How have you found the week? I know obviously you've won it, you're going to say very good, but just genuinely, because it looks like there's been real good camaraderie around the practice.
Yeah, amazing people in that back room. People like Jason Brandon, Jasper, obviously I know really well, playing for the same county, but everybody, Stijn, amazing people. Ronan is a good friend, good person. So yeah, everybody's been great. I'm over the moon. I really am over the moon. It's massive to me, this, massive.
What's the plan between now and Champions Week?
Win my belt. Keep holding my belt.
It's all about the belt, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the next target. In 2 weeks I'm at British Open. Keep holding my British Open title. That's the next one. So, but yeah, just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm enjoying darts at the minute, and I do believe that that's a massive thing for anybody. If you're enjoying what you're doing, then good things will come.
So you're the first man through, first Yorkshireman through. You got any messages to your Yorkshire compatriots? There's the camera just there if you want to talk to them.
They know I'm number one. They know I'm number one.
I don't know anybody who's going to argue with them. I'm not going to argue with them.
I'm the belt holder. I'm number one. Come and get it. That's all I say.
Oh, I feel like the story of this series has begun already. Carl, thank you so much for coming up. Many congratulations on your win.
You.
And we're going to see you at the end of November.
Thank you very much.
We're going to see you on Monday morning. Absolutely. I'm looking forward. Well, I'm not going to be here, but I'm sure everyone else look forward to seeing you there. Plenty coming up, of course, Pluto TV. Coming up after the break, once we are done. Before we do that, let's have a look at what we're seeing next week. This is Monday morning, and we're going to see Jimmy Van Schie back, Steve West back, Jim McEwen back, Keegan Brown, Richie Burnett, Dan Hans. Loads of great players. We haven't spoken about Johan Engström yet. Speak to the selection committee. I think the players will. This is what's coming up across Pluto TV over the course of the coming days. Coming up next, we're going to keep with the Yorkshire theme, the Yorkshire Board Challenge. Then we've got the Week 12 final. I know you were in it, and you weren't even. I know. Do you want respect from the promo? Yeah, I think so Jess Smith wanted respect from the Raw, respect from the promo. So that is everything else that's coming up across Pluto TV. Plenty coming up over the course of the next few days. And it all culminates, of course, with Champions Week. You're going to bring the tweed hat? Come on, where did you get that from?
I don't even know where that one is.
Please bring it with us on Champions Week.
Just so I would enjoy myself.
looks like a Euro tour, I think.
Oh, right, gents, thank you so much. It's been good fun. That is it from us here from the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, where Carl Wilkinson has put everybody to the sword, but yet comes out the victor. Bye from us.
That's high, but that's perfect.
Jason Brandon gets off the mark with a win. It's just so you, and yet so you. Double eight is though, and he gets his first win against Kurt Parry this week. Automatically qualify for the semis. And he still could do that. He's only going to do it again. Bull. He doesn't miss it. We go the distance. Yorkshire wins this battle. But look at that 11th order.
Ronan McDonagh.
And Stijn De Clerck somehow has found his way into the semi-finals. Double 16 it is. And this time he gets it. This is where things get interesting. Double top. My word, that's one of the strangest checkouts we've ever seen here. He does! 1-2-8 is the number. And Brian Raman is into the final.
De Clerck has no choice.
No
It's just the wrong
score.
side of the wire.
Unconventional, but successful.
Within one of the title.
Game shot.
Double four is found, and you heard little come on from Carl Wilkinson.
It's a win for Wilkie.
It's Carl Wilkinson! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, it's Carl Wilkinson!
The new Modus Super Series champion.
Yes! What a finish!
The silencer, Jeff Smith. And it is.
That shot wins week 6.
Maximum checkout. He's done it.
The new